Derbyites, we are back once again for a live stream chat Lollapalooza, and I am so excited that we get to be joined by Biz. I know, I just came up with that. I just made it up. We've got Charles Bright calling in from Virginia. We've got Marcus Dixon and Ray Richmond calling in from Los Angeles, and Tony Ruiz, who's calling in from Sacramento. I'm calling in from Sydney. Guys, so exciting. We've got the DGA happening right now. We know that Judd Apatow has just got off the stage. Jason Bateman's on the stage. They're about to present the first award. The Art Directors Guild has also been happening live as well. We'll talk about that while we're here. We're on for a few hours, people. Get comfortable, get your wine, get your popcorn, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do, because this is going to be so damn good. We're going to blow your mind. Who wants to talk a bit about this first? Maybe Ray, you want to give us a bit of an update?
Yes, please go to the bathroom, please. We don't need to know about it.
Art Directors Guild has already started about a half an hour ago. They've given out 2 awards. Adele won for I Drink Wine for short format music video or web series, and animated feature film Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Fantastic. Now we have our first winner at the DGA for documentary feature. It's a big one. This could portend for the Oscars. Marcus, do you want to tell us who the winner is?
Yeah, let's talk about the nominees 1 second, because we have 3 hours. The nominees are Sarah Dawsa, Fire of Love, Matthew Heineman, Retrograde, Laura Poitras. I'm sorry if I pronounced your names wrong.
You said it perfectly.
That's right.
All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, Daniel Rohr, Navalny, and Shonek Sen, All That Breathes. And I wish I had a bell, but the winner is, let me make sure I got it right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Fire of Love, Sarah Dawsa.
Wow, okay.
Congratulations, Sarah Dawsa. That is so wonderful. Congratulations.
Is that a surprise?
I don't think I don't think it's that much of a surprise. I want to just start by saying I think this is one of the strongest documentary categories, both here and at the Oscars. It was a great year for documentary filmmaking. And Fire of Love is just an astounding film. Just a beautiful, beautiful film. And so if it goes on to win the Oscar, I will not be upset. My personal favorite in this category was Daniel Rohr for Navalny. I just watched that film the other night, and
I switched to him.
I was sitting literally at my computer screen watching it because I had a screener of it, and I was just, I was so tense. It was like the best political thriller I've seen in years. But I think Fire of Love is such an amazing winner. So bravo.
All the beauty and the bloodshed is favorite.
It makes that footage of all the lava and the magma is hypnotic. And you could get, and I talked to Sarah about this at one of the panels, and I said, I literally asked her, how easy is it to just get lost in this footage of lava and magma just moving? And she said, you have no idea.
Wow. You know what? I think what Ray was about to say was All the Beauty and the Bloodshed, I think, was probably the front runner in terms of our
critics. It's been the critical.
Yeah.
Favorite. But and we know that, with the critical, and usually we see if the critical favorite gets in, because a lot of times it'll be eliminated early on because of won't make the short list or something. And once it gets in, it would be a sure thing. But still, All the Beauty and Bloodshed feels like it's not really a front runner, and others might be more interesting.
And Navalny is my favorite too.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I love Navalny. I thought it was fantastically done.
Ironically,
film.
Ironically, All the Beauty and the Bloodshed was my favorite documentary of the year until I saw Navalny, which I saw it late in. I saw it only a couple of days ago, and it just floored me. I haven't stopped thinking about it. I don't think that this necessarily portends something good or bad at the Oscars, mainly because who knows. you have different voting blocks, different, who's voting on what.
Well,
so I think it could change.
Yes.
We have the next presenter is Stephanie Shu. For
okay. Are
Everything
you at
Everywhere. Maybe Charlie can mute himself.
Charlie, mute yourself.
Mute, please.
Stephanie Shu is presenting a tribute to the Daniels, and each of the 5 directing nominees will receive tributes throughout the evening. So the Daniels are
and usually at DGA they each of the nominees for feature film receives a tribute and usually a smaller plaque, and then when the final winner is announced, they have a much bigger. It's a very cylindrical plaque.
Yeah. So like I was thinking, it's something that I wish I was able to see more often. Like I wish they would show the tributes in full, because I just feel like sometimes we treat this awards race as just a big horse race, and a lot of the fun is of course who's going to win and whatever, but we're also honoring filmmaking, and something that we all so desperately hold dear to our hearts, all of us, including people watching tonight. And it'd be nice to be able to just really immerse yourself in what Stephanie Shu was saying about the Daniels and so on and so forth. So it's a shame that we don't get to hear it, but I did want to mention just briefly before we get off documentary feature, that it occurred to me this week actually that All the Beauty and the Bloodshed may not be the big front runner that I had always thought it was, and I think Fire of Love and Navalny in particular are really up there with a chance at winning, and having Fire of Love win tonight is a huge plus for them. And I'm actually trying to look up what has won in the past. I'm just hoping that I can find that while I'm talking, but if not, I just think it's
so different too. Like Fire of Love is an emotional, lighthearted story, and Navalny is very important and dramatic. And I don't know where the Oscar voters are going to go, but clearly
I don't know.
Directors. I think Navalny could upset at the Oscars too.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things about this category is that this category, in particular, tends to go back and forth between the really important film and the kind of like the lighthearted, emotional one. Like we saw this 2 years ago, I think, with My Octopus Teacher, which critically, I mean, there are still critics who are still mad about that win because that was the year of things like Collective and other really just impressive documentaries. But it could go either way. I don't think DGA is necessarily an indicator, a super strong indicator of. It doesn't necessarily mean that Fire of Love is going to win the Oscar.
Yeah, and Lights, Camera, What's the Action? Thank you for your comment, really helpful. 4 of the last 10 feature doco Oscar winners also won DGA doco. That's not great odds, but it's pretty good. Last year, Attica won. The year before that, The Truffle Hunters beat My Octopus Teacher. And the year before that, American Factory. So the last few years have actually been quite similar to what happens at the Oscars, and I feel like this is only going to help Fire of Love, surely. This can't hurt. So
well, let's see. What American Factory won at the Oscars.
Yes.
But Truffle Hunters and the other one that you said,
Attica beat Summer of Soul, which was so surprising.
Yeah, Truffle Hunters and Attica did not win at the Oscars, and I don't even think Truffle Hunters was nominated.
No, I don't think it was either. And remember when Summer of Soul lost, I actually remember people saying, "Oh, this is not looking good for Summer of Soul." And then, of course, you know what? I even forgot Summer of Soul won, actually, because at the time it was right after the slap.
Oh, yeah.
And, we were all reeling over that disgrace. And, so...
Which is funny because I think as much as irritating as the slap was, what was equally... Hi, Mrs. Featherbottom.
She's driving me crazy.
She's
I'm trying to listen to what you guys are saying.
The most famous cat
out of my shot.
She's going to be the most famous cat in cyberspace very soon.
Yeah, well, Charlie might have something to say about that. But what is equally as, I think, shocking is that as much as, as irritating as the slap was, what was even more irritating to me, even though I thought Chris Rock was the victim, he didn't really help himself by, saying that the winner for Summer of Soul was Questlove and Four White Guys, because only I think one of them was actually white. I think the other two were like,
there's a weird
Asian
joke.
or Pacific. I was like, that's disrespectful. Like read the fucking names.
Yeah, right.
Coming out next.
By the way, we have another winner at the Art Directors Guild Awards
Go for it.
for 1 hour period single camera series. The nominees were Pachinko, Peaky Blinders, The Crown, The Gilded Age, and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. What do you think won?
The Crown.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Mrs. Maisel.
And you're all wrong. Pachinko won.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
That's awesome.
I got that one wrong.
God,
I
that
like
show
that.
was amazing.
It wasn't a
Pachinko
show.
Chapter 1.
And coming out next at the Directors Guild, Kumail Nanjiani is going to be doing 2 categories: variety special directing and variety series directing. I don't know. Should we talk about who we're predicting before he announces them?
Yes. So
Well, it's
So
funny because
Stephanie Shu is
only variety series directing is in our in our predictions.
right. So varieties. I'm sharing it on our screen, but you can see that the nominees for variety special directing are I'm just going to read out the actual shows. Daily Show with Trevor Noah presents Jordan Klepper, Fingers the Pulse, Hungry for Democracy, Super Bowl halftime show, Norman Lee, 100 Years of Music and Laughter, Mark Twain Prize 2022, celebrating Jon Stewart and the 75th Annual Tony Awards. And who would like to read out the series directing? How about you, Marcus?
Okay, variety series directing. We have Real Time with Bill Maher, Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Daily Show with Trevor Noah, Saturday Night Live for the Jack Harlow episode, and Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
They're both excellent categories. What do we think? I mean,
what do we think?
I hope the Jordan Klepper thing wins, because I just thought that was so great. But I feel like it's usually Glenn Weiss who wins this kind of thing. And then on the other side, I think it's usually Saturday Night Live that takes that one out.
Yeah, and then the fun thing about this SNL one is the man who usually wins this, Don Roy King, he's retired. So now we have Liz Patrick nominated, and I wonder if she will continue his tradition of winning. He won a ton of these DGA awards.
That's right. I hope so. But in any event, while we're waiting, Chris, who is actually at the DGA Awards tonight, has said that 4 of the 5 directing nominees are there, although some will be on a plane to London as soon as it's over, obviously, because the BAFTAs are happening so soon after. It's crazy timing. And so the Daniels are there, Todd Field, Joseph Kosinski, Steven Spielberg. Only Martin McDonagh was not there. He's already in London, which is a shame. Wow. It's very exciting stuff. So,
can I just say that I love it when award shows get award show nominations,
thanks.
like
Always
the
been a
Tony
fan.
Awards. I just love that. It's
It's just how
the
it
ultimate would be like if the Emmys got an Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which apparently they never do because they don't submit. But
If they could.
Yeah.
By the way, we have another winner at the
they are thick and fast.
at the Art Directors Guild, and it's an upset. It's for period feature film, and the nominees were All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Elvis, The Fabelmans, and White Noise. And Babylon.
Wow.
Whoa.
I had that in my predictions and I switched.
Oh,
I think-
man.
Babylon is really up there as a possible contender for the Oscar. I really believe that.
Yeah.
It could win a couple on the night, and it's not even in Best Picture, and it was so divisive. But come on, the art direction in that film is unreal.
It is. It's fantastic.
That's
It's
great.
bizarre.
It's
as
the
the
best.
film
It's
itself
the
is.
best looking bad film I've seen in a long time.
I thought it was a great film, but
I hated it with 1,000 White Hot Suns.
Yeah, okay. I won't tell you what my worst film of the year. Okay, I will. It was When the Crawdads Sing. Okay.
Well, hello.
Horrifying.
That's not exactly a hot take.
Yeah. So Chris has told us that Glenn Weiss he's won a few. He directs a ton of award shows and big specials. He's won 8 of these awards in the past. So he's got these Directors Guild plates all over his home.
I'm predicting him then. I'm going to predict him for the Tonys.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it.
Hello. The man proposed to his wife at the Emmys. Hello. It's one of the great Emmy moments of all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was so awesome.
It was amazing.
It
melted my cold dead heart.
When you saw the way that Sterling K. Brown, who was holding his trophy for him, and his mouth is on the floor, and then you see Leslie Jones in the audience, and she's fucking losing her mind at that shit. I mean, it was such a great moment.
Just reminded me, I want to see more Leslie Jones on my TV. I don't know what's happened. Where's she gone? Is she busy?
Hello, is there anything better than Leslie Jones like screaming out Regina King winning for 7 seconds?
No.
I mean, come on.
There is nothing better than that.
Leslie Jones is doing Supermarket Sweep. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. I haven't seen that.
That's right.
Time, but I think she could probably do more. Come on, Leslie. Don't rest. Just keep working.
Kumail Nanjiani is on the stage, so we will get.
He's on the stage to
we're
present.
going to get 2 winners pretty soon because he's doing.
I want to see more of your cat, Marcus.
Thank God. Thank God she's there, because otherwise this would really be such a sausage party. So thank God.
It's kind of true.
No comment.
There's a lot of comments that could be had, but
there is always a lot of comments. And just to put
what are people saying in the comments section? I have so many screens open right now because I'm also doing the live.
They're saying that guy with the cat there's something weird about him. I don't know. Like, I was just trying to. Yeah, no.
I think they said nice pussy. So
this is getting.
I'm just reading the comments.
Look,
come
don't
on.
shoot the messenger. Gosh.
Jesus.
But Kumail Nanjiani is obviously making them laugh as we speak. So we're just waiting for the announcement.
Can we just say we want these televised, like DGA? I know you're not going to get 1 million views, but put it on your YouTube channel. Like, we want to see these speeches.
Just some kind of feed.
Yeah.
Just do something about it.
It doesn't cost you anything.
No,
and if it does, you can afford it.
Just
your directors figure out a way.
Yeah.
Direct.
They're already. We know they've got to be filming it. It's like, what do they do with all this footage? Nothing. They just keep it, hidden.
Sometimes they don't even put it on YouTube, and I'm like, what are you doing with it?
I just want it to be super exclusive, and for that I say, just put it on.
Did we announce what Chris Beecham told us about Judd Apatow? Can we say that, or is that
Go for
what
it.
did he say?
So Judd is hosting this event, the DGA, and every year Judd comes out and gives his monologue, but the press people do not get to see it. They cut off the monologue. So people in the press room, we have 2 people in the press room, Chris and Jacqueline, they do not get to see the monologue. And this happens every year. For some reason, Judd Apatow does not want his monologue to be seen. Isn't that interesting?
That's so weird.
Chris,
Does he just hate the media or what?
I don't know.
Chris just texted and said that they can't clear the clips without a bunch of money.
Right.
True.
Well, they could not show clips.
Don't show clips. Just be like the Emmys and the Oscars. Don't show clips.
That's what the Oscars do. They cut all the clips out of the presentations.
Just do an interpretive dance. It's fine.
How sad that an award show cannot show clips without paying insane money.
Yeah, they should let that go. The Teamsters.
You would
and the
think, if ever.
Yeah. I have a feeling they do for the SAG. I think the Writers and the Directors Guild waive that for SAG awards.
Well, especially makes a difference with how those clips are posted on YouTube, because remember, all those clips they cut them out. When they're replaying when they have the clips on from the presentations on their YouTube page.
Right. Right. Well, while we wait, I just want to throw in some commentary about the big award of the night, because it's a big one, right? And who would like to quickly talk us through why? Why is the DGA so important in the Oscar race? It really is.
Well,
it's huge.
Because in the history of the Oscars and the DGA is that largely, not always, but largely, the winner of DGA goes on to win the Oscar for Best Director.
It's only failed to happen like 5 times, I think.
I think it's yeah, I would actually be interested to see what the actual number is now, because it seems like more often in the last 20 years.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's changed. I mean, the most recent example, of course, being Bong Joon-ho winning the Oscar for Parasite, and Sam Mendes winning the DGA for 1917.
Yeah, that was the last time there was a disconnect.
Pretty rare, though.
Pretty rare. Yeah. And I'm looking through, and yeah, that it really marries up so often.
What are we all predicting?
Sorry?
What are we all predicting for that big? That'll be the last
one.
category, but we can talk about it if we want. I mean, do we all have Spielberg, or do we all have the Daniels?
It's so just for clarification, it's been 8 times in the history of the DGA. 8 times that the DGA has not gone on to win the Oscar. The most recent, of course, being Bong Joon-ho. Previous to that, Ben Affleck winning DGA but not even being nominated for the Oscars. Prior to 2000, it had only happened 4 times.
Incredible.
But it's happened 4 times since 2000. So it's been
still not that often. 4 times in 23 years.
Right.
Years.
Charlie, you're muted.
I'm picking Spielberg for that.
I have myself muted. I didn't realize. What you're forgetting, Tony, is that, and it's just to elaborate on that, those first 4 times that happened up until the year 2000, 2 of those instances were with people who were not even nominated at the Oscars for directing.
Yeah.
When Spielberg won for Color Purple, and when Ron Howard won for Apollo 13.
Right.
It's so fascinating. I love those nerdy little stats.
I love the nerdy little stats. The variety special winner is 75th Annual Tony Awards. Glenn Weiss! You won
We
again!
called it. Yes.
Number
I
9.
love it when award shows win awards.
Glenn Weiss,
So good.
congratulations.
I was watching a cartoon the other day where there's a plane to Los Angeles flying over a farm, and this one guy is going, "Oh, that's the plane to Los Angeles with magical land," where, and he lists off a couple things, and he's like, "Award shows where award shows win awards, son. Get my gun."
I agree with Dan Morales and What's Up, and yeah, I want chaos.
No.
Chaos. I want
Kosinski would be major chaos.
It would be so great, but it's unlikely. Todd Field is a definite possibility. People love that movie, and it's very artistic, but I feel like this is Spielberg versus the Daniels. I have Spielberg in there, but I'm not feeling great about my prediction.
I had Spielberg until 2 days ago, then I switched to the Daniels, and I think it's going to be one of those. But if there was a shocker, I think it would be Joseph Kosinski for Top Gun. And I wish now I could put him up higher. I have him in 5th place in my prediction.
And then that would augur big things for Best Picture at the Oscars.
Yeah,
Right.
it would be insane. It would
Tony and Ray and Charlie and I were talking earlier today about how Top Gun Maverick is at this point in the race, before all the precursors, tell us what's going on in the tea leaves. Top Gun is actually with a shot at maybe even taking out some of these big prizes because it's so popular. Spielberg called it out at the Oscars luncheon as the savior of all mankind, and I would love to see that. I think it's a wonderful movie.
It's just the hero's greeting that Tom Cruise got at the luncheon, where basically everybody opened their arms and was like, "Oh my God, the man is here." Tells
He's
you
a movie star.
that could have a lot more firepower than we think.
There's a lot of people talking about how there's no more movie stars anymore. Tom Cruise is
he's a movie star.
No question.
He is the movie star.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think I also have Spielberg. I think I think this is going to be a year of where narratives and emotion and sentiment actually carry the day. And I think there's I think when Spielberg gave his speech at the Golden Globes, I think that was this is the most personal film that he's ever done. And this is the guy who made Schindler's List. Hello. And I feel like like there's a desire to see him rewarded for a third time. I think he's the type of director that they would go for another round. I still think I have the Daniels in second. I think they could absolutely win this. But I do have Kosinski in third.
I wish I could move him up now.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to be interesting. What's been really interesting, I said this during the Gold Derby Roundtable podcast. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Wait till you hear it, guys. God, it was good.
I do think that this is a year where the guilds are going to be very specific and might not necessarily give us information on, it might not tip us towards something at the Oscars. I think Producers Guild could go a certain way because of who's voting. I think Directors Guild could go a certain way because of who's voting. When you get into the General Academy where everybody's voting, I think it could be a little bit more scattershot. But I think we have, I think it could be really interesting. I think this could be a year where the guilds really differ from the Oscars because of who's voting.
You know, I think we have enough guilds, and it's about time that we got our guild too, you guys. I'm looking for us to start an awards predictors guild. I don't know.
Let's do it.
I think it's time.
It would be
so do it.
But that means like organizing and union and shit. I don't know.
You know what? I have a question.
As long as I don't have to pay dues, I'm fine.
Yeah. Imagine you're watching the Oscars, right? And then Best Adapted Screenplay is being announced, and Top Gun Maverick wins. Are you all going to sit there like I am, thinking, "Oh fuck, it's winning Best Picture"?
Oh, yep. There's no way it's going to win Best Picture and not win Screenplay.
Right?
No, I said that wrong. There's no way. It's going to win Screenplay and not win Picture. If it wins Screenplay, it's winning Picture.
It's done.
It's in for sure.
It'll be a coterie night.
But here's the thing. So here's my question though: could it win Picture without Screenplay?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
But
if it were,
it could win Picture without cinematography for sure.
And that's the thing. You know, we're prognosticators. That's what we do. But for so much of the time that we've been prognosticators, we have relied on these tea leaves and these stats. But what we've seen in, particularly, I'd say the last 5 years, is that the stats break when you change the circumstances. When the voting expands, when the membership expands, we have more options. I think there's more avenues to travel. You know, I think you have nowhere to look but last year. You know, there was no reason that Coda should have won Best Picture statistically.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think we have another winner.
No reason it should have.
Yes.
Please.
Have another winner.
Liz Patrick has won for SNL. Yay! Unfortunately, she's not there. So the next category will probably be pretty soon. But
it's good that she takes on the mantle from Don Roy King. Congratulations to Liz Patrick.
And I picked that one, so I'm good.
Good.
Nice.
What could you have better to do on a night when you're nominated than be there? We always just say, "Oh yeah, I guess she couldn't make it."
Maybe she had a sick kid. Come on,
SNL
we don't judge
is
people.
A rerun tonight.
You get a babysitter.
It has a rerun
on SNL because it's a rerun.
Right?
Can I just?
She's clearly not running the show. You can't run a rerun.
I just got to say, some of the comments in our little comment window are so great. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for commenting. Really fascinating. I would love for you all to tell us what you think about if Top Gun Maverick wins Screenplay. Will you be sitting on your couch, like freaking out, thinking it's going to win Best Picture? But some of these comments are great. I've got to say this. I totally agree with Connor. People are sleeping on Kazuo Ishiguro. He is literally like a Nobel Prize winning, Nobel laureate, whatever you want to call it, like legend. He's like, in 200 years, we'll still be talking about Kazuo Ishiguro. He's nominated for Living. Why not him? That's adapted screenplay category. Is so
don't get me wrong, because Ishiguro is one of my absolute favorite. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm an English teacher in my normal 9-to-5 job. So Ishiguro is one of my absolute favorite novelists.
Name dropper.
Yeah, shut up. It's one of my he's just one of my absolute favorites. I think when you compare Living to Women Talking, I think there's something different about Women Talking in terms of wanting to award Sarah Polley, who's been nominated before, and who, this film got into picture when all the tea leaves were telling us that it probably wasn't. I do think that if it's not Women Talking, it's going to be Living. I don't think it'll be Top Gun, but I could be wrong because I think Top Gun could win Best Picture. So what the fuck do I know? There's the question.
I get a little annoyed when people say Everything Everywhere is a lock to win Best Picture.
Oh,
it's
absolutely not.
No, it's absolutely
not.
not.
Hot dog fingers, no. I love it. By the way,
the more time goes on, the less I think it's going to do it.
And this is what
I mentioned this during our podcast.
Yes,
I think that it feels like there's a certain percentage of people out there, I imagine voters too, that just didn't get it, that were confused by it, and aren't going to go with the flow of it, and are going to vote for something else. And
that's the thing, because as many people as I know that love that film, I personally, just in my life, know as many people who don't love that film, who couldn't even finish that film because they were like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
The bagel, the hot dogs,
And when you start getting into a preferential ballot, where there are probably going to be people that are very passionate about that film, and good on them. I didn't love that film. I totally respect the fact that people love it. I'm not going to be. And
I've got to call out Simplistic Grace, our commenter. It did get nominated in a lot of places where it probably
absolutely,
and that's huge for the
absolutely. Absolutely. If it wins, I will not be surprised. However, there is no when you're dealing with a preferential ballot in a field like this, you cannot say it's a lock. It's not the old rules where the film with the most nominations is going to be the front runner. That hasn't been true in many, many years. So, you have. I think it's still a potential winner. I think PGA is going to tell us a lot, because if Everything Everywhere All at Once wins at PGA,
huge.
Then I will be that'll be huge. If it doesn't win at PGA, I don't think that necessarily excludes it for Best Picture at the Oscars, but I think it makes it much less likely of a front runner.
Yeah,
am I wrong?
If anyone's wondering, they did a special presentation to Martin McDonagh, who is not there. And then they're presenting the Frank Capra Achievement Award to Mark Hansen. And then we will get another category after that.
Yeah, that's why we're just waiting. And also the tribute to Martin McDonagh, none of the cast members were there. So it was just a pretty brief, beauty parade for his work in the film.
And then the next category is going to be Best Children's Program Directing. Should we run through those, Nom?
Yes, please go ahead, Marcus.
Sure.
Okay, so some of these shows I'm sure are fantastic, but I don't have children, so I can't attest to that. But they are better.
I do.
Better Nate Than Ever, Amber Brown, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I know that one. Snow Day, and Best Foot Forward. Who do we think is winning this?
I feel like Better Nate Than Never has the edge on that one. I feel like Heartstopper was unfairly snubbed. If that's
that did go with
Bonnie Hunt is the only one I know of that group.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was directing children's programs.
Oh, Bonnie Hunt, yeah, that's a surprise.
I love Bonnie Hunt. I didn't even realize it. Do you reckon it's the same Bonnie Hunt?
I think it's a common enough name that maybe not.
What about Michael Lembeck? Michael Lembeck's an Emmy winner for Friends.
That's true.
He's a great director. So this is not a category that we can just dismiss, and we still have a while to go yet. So while we're waiting,
let's debate Best Picture again.
We're going to be doing that a lot in the next few weeks.
That's true. I feel like there's a handful of films you could make a case for at the Oscars.
Yeah, see, I just feel
Literally
like
5.
this is everywhere, everything everywhere versus Top Gun. I just don't really feel there's an argument for
No.
anything else. At this
Banshees could win. Fabelmans could win. There's
I think
literally a
Fabelmans
handful.
could win. Yeah, especially if
I
Spielberg
can't
wins tonight.
imagine
That's a huge boost for Fabelmans.
I think the big. By the way, also, you know how we were saying before that the winner for the DGA or very often goes on to win the director prize. There was also an interesting statistic that the winner at DGA also happens to win Best Picture as well. It's obviously because there's a lot of marry up between the directing and picture categories. Not so much these days. So if Fabelmans wins tonight, are you guys actually thinking that helps Fabelmans at the Oscars? Because I don't see that at all. Like, it did so badly at BAFTA. I feel like it's not even in the conversation at all.
A lot of the older voters love the Fabelmans, and it's going to get a lot of #1 votes. It's also, I mean, it's going to get some 10 votes as well, like some lower votes, but it's definitely in this race. It's in the top 3 or 4.
Wow.
And
Okay.
you know, come on, let's just. I'm Jewish, so I can say this. There's a lot of old Jews in the Academy, and they love this movie.
You're such an old yenta, honestly.
Well, but let's be honest. It's also a film.
Wait. Really?
Say what?
Why did no one tell me this?
You're Jewish? Really?
Who, me? Yeah. Yeah. I know Richmond doesn't seem like it. It's not like
Charlie has to go get his cross and his gasoline and his fire out of storage.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still recovering from the last time I did that. That was a crazy Yom Kippur.
Muzzle tough. This is just too much Michigas. Let's go back to what we were talking about.
But what's interesting about Fabelmans possibly winning picture is that, and I only slightly disagree with Marcus, is that I don't know that many people that would put it in 10. I can't think of that many people that would put it, like, say, below Avatar, you know, or even Black Panther, simply because Spielberg is attached to it. So I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be at the top of the list, but I can't imagine that it's going to be that low. So it's got to be up there.
I would love to see the rankings one year of the Best Picture rankings 1 through 10. I want to know what's 10th and what's 9th and 8th. And all that.
I totally agree. That would be so interesting.
Well, we're now at a point where we're at the, you know, we're approaching the 100th anniversary of the Academy Awards. I mean, nobody from the 1927 Oscars is still alive.
Wow.
None of them. Release the vote counts.
Yeah.
After like 50 years or whatever, release them.
I agree with that.
We have another Art Directors Guild winner.
Oh, yes.
Oh, do tell.
We have multi-camera series. The nominees are Bob Abishola. Bob loves Abishola, excuse me.
Bob Hart's Abishola.
Hearts Abishola. How I Met Your Father, The Connors, The Neighborhood, and United States of Al.
I love the Connors.
I'm guessing the Connors.
Is it?
And the winner is
father
How
one?
I Met Your Father. Pilot.
Ooh,
Yes.
interesting.
That's awesome.
I hated that show.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I want to talk quickly about Don Morales' comment here about Tar. It's not going home empty-handed. It's just not. And if Cate Blanchett loses to Michelle Yeoh, and I really honestly believe that's happening, it's got to win something. What if he wins tonight? It's actually possible.
I agree with Don that it's definitely going to win all 3 of those at BAFTA.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think.
You think it's winning director at BAFTA?
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Could.
Wow, that's stunning.
Well, Spielberg was already shafted there, right?
Yeah, but I don't think I can't imagine. Is McDonagh nominated for director at BAFTA?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're going to go for Field over McDonagh?
I just think McDonagh will get British film and he'll get actor, and that's
I think After Sun's
he'll get
British
enough.
Film. I think After Sun's going to get British film, and Banshees will win picture.
okay. That's possible too. I see that happening.
And I think he'll win original screenplay too. But directing is the one where I'm like, I think that one is actually really up in the air. If it's not going to be the Daniels, I think something there's room for something really crazy to happen.
Yeah, this narrative that the Daniels are winning directing at BAFTA, I don't understand that.
No.
No, absolutely
Okay.
not.
Chris is telling us Billy Eichner and Christina Ricci are now on the stage to present children's and reality categories. He also tells us that Glenn Weiss told us on the red carpet that the upcoming 95th Oscars is going to have some really fun stuff planned. Chris tried to pry it out of him, and he just said, some of these names that you're hoping for are quite likely. We're not going to divulge who he said or what. But what I want to know is, do you guys think that they should do that thing where they had the 5 actors who did like a tribute to the actor? Oh my God. I think they did that for the 80th.
No. God, I hate that.
I loved
that. I wanted to do that every year.
I want clips.
I think that was
give
fun.
me the
Do
goddamn
both.
clips.
Yeah, let's do both. Why not?
I am so
Combine
excited.
it with what they did in 2019, where they just showed a compilation clip of all the performances, and then have the past.
I actually like that one. That one I thought was really, really good.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that was cool too. But I love
the year-
tributes. I want to tribute these people. They're at the pinnacle of their craft, and I don't want to.
Oh, how much smoke do they need blown up their ass? Come
I'm
on.
happy to blow with the smoke because I don't want to be like, and the winner is after just a quick like the nominees are. Brrr. No, let's dwell on it a little bit longer.
I want less slaps.
I want less slaps, more.
Well, all you need is not a slap, and then you've got less slaps.
True.
Fewer slaps.
Well, not fewer
Slaps,
assault and
more
batteries.
gaps.
More laughs, fewer slaps.
Yes. Some of these comments
the-
are just killing it. You know,
There was a question earlier about, like, you know, what's the earliest Oscars that you can remember where the performers are still alive? And
Right.
I was thinking of, and Ray, you're gonna love me for this one, or maybe you won't.
Is it a Jew? No.
No, it's a Julie Andrews.
I set you up for that one.
It's a Julie Andrews winning for Mary Poppins, which
That's
is one
right.
of my favorite
And that was
films
what,
of all time.
66, 67?
That was 64.
64. Oh my God. Yeah,
Gosh.
she's still with us. You know who deserves an honorary Oscar, and even though he hasn't done that many films, is somebody like Dick Van Dyke. Shouldn't they give something to him?
Yes.
the
Oh my
most-
The
God.
Masked Singer,
He's the gnome on The Masked Singer.
unbelievable.
Oh,
Oh,
we
we
have
have
a
a
That was
winner.
fantastic.
We have
We
a
have a
winner.
winner.
Children's directing, Best Foot Forward, Anne Renton. Congratulations to Anne Renton for Best Foot Forward.
And the same presenters are doing the next category. We should run through that.
Go ahead and run through that, please.
What is the
Marcus.
next category?
TV reality program.
Can I read the
old.
nominees for that? Can I
Yes,
read the nominees for that?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I thought you were eating.
Okay. The nominees are Joseph Guidry for The Big Brunch for the episode Carb Loading Brunch, Carrie Havel for the Go Big Show for the episode Only One Can Win, Rich Kim for Lego Masters episode Jurassic Brick World,
Yeah, Jesus.
Michael Shea for F Boy Island. God, I love this category. For the episode Do You Like Cats? I want that I need to see that on an Emmy trophy if it wins. I need that in a picture.
And
Ben
but
Smith
isn't
for-
F Boy Island where you just
Ben-
came back from? Oh, sorry, that's a
Ben,
whole
shut up! I'm trying to read.
I'm sorry.
Ben Sims for Running Wild with Bear Grylls for the episode Florence Pugh in the volcanic rainforests of Costa Rica. There you go.
I know.
Okay.
I think I know who's winning this one because Joseph Guidry won. If I remember correctly, he won for a show called Full Bloom in the 2 years ago, and then we ended up interviewing him at Gold Derby. So I'm going with Joseph Guidry.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And by the way, the half-hour single camera series winner at the Art Directors Guild has been named.
And
Do
it
tell.
is.
And the nominees are Emily in Paris, Hacks, Only Murders in the Building, Our Flag Means Death, and What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, what a
And-
category.
And what
Is it
won,
Shadows?
Rob?
I'm hoping it's What We Do in the Shadows.
That's what I
No.
No.
Our Flag Means
Our
Death.
flag means death.
Wow.
Congratulations to Matt Noble. It's one of his favorite shows. Wow. Okay.
Wait, Ray, did we get the multi-camera winner? Who was the multi-camera
Yeah,
winner?
that was How I Met Your Father or whatever.
How I Met
Oh,
Your
that's
Father.
right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Liam Carmody makes a very good point here. Naatu performance at the Oscars is definitely happening, and that performance is going to kill it. And it's also going to make the ratings go way up.
I saw that on an IMAX screen with ridiculously enthusiastic people at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. It was one of the most thrilling movie-going experiences of my life.
There's nothing ridiculous about that, about RRR. That movie is perfection.
I've read so much about how it's slightly controversial in India because it's so right-wing and nationalist. But apart from that narrative, I think that's coming out more for whatever reason. But it's so fun to watch. I have no idea what they're doing half the time.
I've been saying it since I saw the movie. I said to myself, if Naatu gets an original song nomination at the Oscars, it opens the ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
That would be amazing.
Although, to be fair, would probably be all downhill from there.
Why does Ma want more slaps?
Yeah, Ma.
I don't like
Who do you want to be slapped? And tell us what happened in your life that makes you want to endorse violence so much.
I love it.
I think he or she, they like the chaos, I'm guessing, and we all love a bit of chaos. Let's not get excited.
I love chaos, but I don't like assault and battery committed on live television.
Well, you know what? What I hated even more, and as some of you know, I've already said this, it wasn't the slap. It was what happened after the slap when they gave him a standing ovation.
The standing ovation?
Oh, yeah. Suddenly they deified him for being an assailant.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I agree with you,
Liam.
Liam.
We get our winner for reality. We will have a special presentation to Joseph Kosinski by Jerry Bruckheimer. And then we will have a Lifetime Achievement Award to Valdez.
I like what Liam is saying here, Rob. If Andrea Riseborough wins,
we're on Riseborough train. Don't say it too much because Charlie gets the shits. But
that works for me.
Yeah, but you know what?
Among other reasons.
Joseph Kosinski did such a great job with Top Gun Maverick. I had the pleasure of interviewing him. It was an honor and a privilege, and I feel like
no, we're not doing that. No, don't do that.
You know, can you see the sarcasm just dripping off me?
Yes, I will slap the fuck out of you.
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
I like what ERA Studios is saying here. I agree that we shouldn't cut back on the winners' acceptances.
Yeah, let them talk. Let them cry.
Okay,
That's the whole idea.
I'm sorry. I agree with that to a degree. I'm sorry. Daniel Kaluuya had that one bit in his speech that everyone remembers, but the rest of it was just droning on and on and on. Same with Thomas Vinterberg, and
Thomas Vinterberg's speech was one of the great speeches I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's nice, but there's a way to keep it.
His daughter died, for God's sake.
I said that's nice.
No, you know what was great?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
We're not talking about Andrea Riseborough.
We have a winner. We have a winner.
Go for it, Marcus.
Oh, we have a winner.
The winner is, this was for reality, Running Wild with Bear Grylls. The director's name is Ben Sims. Congratulations.
Is that the Florence Pugh episode?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So I was saying
too bad for Michael Shea. I wish I could have seen that. I wish I could have seen your Emmy trophy with the title F-Boy Island for Do You Like Cats?
Too bad.
We need that.
Sad.
Speaking of interesting titles, what do we think about My Year of Dicks at the Oscars?
Yeah, a movie about,
I just want to hear him saying it.
It's the way that it was Riz Ahmed's gorgeous but his British accent feels very sophisticated.
My Year of Dicks.
And hearing him say My Year of Dicks.
And then he announced the one about the ostrich, which happens to be an Aussie film, and I thought it was even funnier because it's like, and then there's a film about the ostrich or whatever. It's like,
an ostrich told me the world is fake, and I think I believe it.
Yeah, if My Year of Dicks was the only interesting title in that category, I'd be like, yes, but I don't think it's the only one.
So we now have the Franklin J. Schaffner Achievement Award to Valdez Flag, and then we're going to have TV movie miniseries directing presented by Aubrey Plaza big one. So the nominees there are Eric Appel for Weird, the Al Yankovic story, Deborah Chow for Obi-Wan Kenobi, amazing, Jeremy Podeswa for Station 11 for Unbroken Circle. I know Jeremy, he's an awesome guy. I hope he wins. Helen Shaver for Station 11 for Who's There, and Tom Verica. Is it the same Tom Verica, the actor, most likely?
Yes.
For
Yeah.
Inventing Anna, for The Devil Wore Anna. I think Station 11 has a problem because of the two. If it was just Jeremy Podeswa, he would have won this, but I have a feeling this is going to, I would like this to go to Deborah Chow. She did a great job in Obi-Wan Kenobi. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna go with Weird here, Eric.
I am too. Yeah.
Because
It's such a great film.
it's such a good
It's
movie.
really a
and
fun film.
It's been people have been underestimating it all award season, and it just keeps getting in everywhere.
Yeah.
And it won.
does
Daniel
get me.
Radcliffe won the Critics' Choice Award.
I need to see it. I haven't actually seen it yet.
It's so fun. It's so much fun.
Finally, we have a TV movie that's worthy of actual praise. It
Yeah.
has been such a dead category in the last few years.
I'm sorry. Rescue Rangers fucking rocked.
Oh,
and I will
man.
not hear anything to the contrary.
Well, listen here, bucko.
Bucko.
I mean,
Andrea
anything that has Quinta Brunson playing Oprah Winfrey, you have to love.
True that. That's true.
Evan Rachel Wood's Madonna is one of the greatest comedic
Oh, it's fantastic.
I've ever seen. She's
She's great.
so fucking good in it, and I want her to get nominated so badly.
Chris says Jerry Bruckheimer is on the stage right now.
So just to
Okay.
answer Anthony and anyone else who's wondering, Chris Beecham is at the DGAs and he is sending us messages on our special Gold Derby Slack channel. Telepathically, actually. And because there is no live stream of the DGAs, they're so exclusive that only people in the room are deemed worthy enough to take in the beauty and the magic and the bloodshed at the DGA Awards. So that's the reason.
Excellent.
All right, so let's just keep kvetching about other crap. Mark my word, Lady Gaga will win song. You know what? I'd love to see it. I'm all over that, but I don't think it's happening.
Don't think it's happening, no.
But you know what? Why not? If Top Gun's so popular, why not?
It could happen.
Because RRR is winning.
Yeah, RRR is a very strong front runner. But
Yeah.
well, I mean, we've had strong front runners lose before, like La La Land for Best Picture. But
Oof.
I mean, if you want to go against that in our prediction center, go ahead. I think you're going to lose an easy point, though.
Yeah.
During our podcast, we had a discussion about the year that Moonlight beat La La Land and the fiasco on stage. That's still one of the great horrible Oscar moments of all time.
Yes, please order Michael Schulman's book
I can't wait to read it.
about this. I'm so excited for this. I cannot even tell you how excited.
love
I've
Oscar.
already pre-ordered it. It's ready to go. I can't wait. I'm going to Hawaii in the beginning of April, and I know what I'm going to be doing. Sitting on the beach, drinking a lot, and reading this book.
Yes.
And then looking at the person on the chaise lounge next to me and go, "Can you believe this shit happened?"
Like an old yenta. I love it.
And Rob, you read out the nominees for movie mini directing, and there's no White Lotus. And in case anyone doesn't know, White Lotus is deemed a comedy at the DGA Awards. It'll be a drama at the Emmys. It was a drama at Critics' Choice. It's a limited series at the Golden Globes. This
It's
is
a drama at the Emmys variety. It's not an
And it's a
exclusive. You
documentary.
knew that.
Exclusive. Gold Derby reported that 2 months ago. You know, I mentioned that during our podcast that even the Australian Academy, the amazing Australia, they think it's a comedy too. And it's so funny that Jennifer Coolidge is in the drama category at SAG where we think she will win.
Mhm.
And the lead actor from The Bear that Jeremy Allen White, is in the comedy category where we think he will win. And he's not funny at all. And she's super funny.
No.
And they're in comedy and drama. It's so weird.
so interesting. Yeah, there really is the line is blending between
So
what's a
much.
comedy, what's a drama, what's a limited series.
Yeah.
I think White Lotus should enter as a documentary next year.
Yeah. I think it should stay limited.
A children's
I'm that
show.
rule. A children's show, especially with all that sex. Why
Mhm.
not? Groomer. I think that White Lotus should stay in limited. I get the rule about the continuing character, but it was so different to the first season. It just was silly that it become a drama.
Yeah,
series.
literally, the trick is, okay, count it as a limited series and just say that Jennifer Coolidge isn't eligible. But that's not going to happen because she wins everything, and as she should, because she's a perfect human being.
She's basically perfect.
She kind of is.
And then after movie mini, we will have a film category, first time director.
Oh, it's a big one.
You mean the Charlotte Wells category?
Yeah.
Hey, don't sleep on John Patton Ford, okay? Because he's the only bloke in the category. Read the noms. Go for it.
Someone else do it.
You've got it. So
for what? For TV movie minis?
For film first time.
Oh, film first time. I can do that.
Do tell
Alice
Ray.
Diop. Am I stepping all over?
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right. Alice Diop for Saint Omer. Audrey Diwan for Happening. John Patton Ford for Emily the Criminal. Antonetta Alamat Kuzjanovic.
Good job.
Kuzjanovic for Murina. Boy, am I screwing these up. And Charlotte Wells for After Sun.
That's why I stayed away from it.
I think
Smart move.
Ray fell into our trap.
Oh my God, did I ever?
I'm normally a whore for that kind of thing, but I was
What
like,
a newbie.
I just stepped right in.
I think
It's
You think
Charlotte.
all of us are new at
Wells-
this? No, we're not.
Charlotte
Charlotte
Wells is in
Wells.
front here, obviously.
Yeah.
But the other two ones that I feel like have some narrative are Alice Diop for Saint Omer, because that was France's submission in the for international feature. It was shortlisted, and people really do love it. I mean, I saw the movie; I thought it was really good.
That film is so astonishing. The fact that it's not in international feature is shocking to me. I
feel like
that movie. I have not stopped thinking about that movie since I saw it.
I totally agree. I feel like sometimes I think some people pushed back on it because it is very simple. It's in a courtroom. There's a lot of very still shots just on the lady who's giving her testimony for long periods of time, long dialogue. But I feel like John Patton Ford did such an incredible job with Emily the Criminal, which stars Aubrey Plaza, Theo Rossi. It's such a good movie. They shot it in 19 days on a shoestring budget. There's action, there's tension. It's a beautiful script. He did such a great job. So if he wins, it'll be because of that. And he's the only man in this category, which is really interesting. But it feels like Charlotte Wells has this. It's such a directorial achievement, the way that she was able to string that film together.
And those of us that have, I mean, Rob, you and I have talked about how much we just love this film and how much this film makes us weep every time. I mean, I think about the last 10 minutes of this film and I weep just thinking about it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's such a film. It's a film that is so sure in what it's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing, and she knows exactly what she's trying to convey and how she's going to convey it. And it's a film that rewards repeat viewings.
Yeah,
you watch it multiple times, and you get something new every single time, and it still reduces you to a puddle every single time.
Because like when you're first watching it, you don't know where it's headed. You know something's up. And you're piecing it together like you do with memory. And that's what this film so beautifully contemplates, and how memory sticks with us and changes over time. And then you watch it again, because I had the pleasure of watching it again, knowing where it was going, and then picking up all those little nuances and hints that she gave us so expertly, so that the second time when I saw that ending, I was a mess. And this movie's about how your parents are people. Your parents have insecurities and problems and
flaws.
Not just flaws. They're not just people you put on a pedestal or vice versa. They're people. And
I don't know what you're talking about. My mother is perfection.
Yeah.
As is mine. As is my mother. My mother, the official mother of Gold Derby.
Them's fighting words.
I just came back from my mom's house, and she had the most beautiful food.
Tony, your mother is the official mother of Gold Derby?
Yes.
Apparently. I don't know. My mom said, fuck that. She was like, nah, I'm the...
Yes, but my mother is the only one that all of these people have actually seen and adore. So
fine, I'll let you have this one.
I would love to meet her sometime.
Charlotte Wells would be the third woman in 4 years to win this first time. Directing Award. The others were Alma Harrell for Honey Boy and Maggie Gyllenhaal last year for The Lost Daughter.
Wow. Okay.
That
Boy,
movie.
yeah. So,
And yes, Connor, I agree with you. Paul Mescal should win, but he has no shot.
can I make a slightly controversial statement? I'm not trying to be
please.
I don't want to be a woke person. You know that people hate that word.
No, woke
listen
is
to me
not a bad
carefully.
word.
No, it is. I hate when people use that word. It's so dumb. It's, oh, you're such a woke mob. No, shut the fuck up. What I want to say is you have 4 women in the first-time directing category, no women in the regular directing category. And I feel like, is that like shortchanging the women, infantilizing them a little bit? Like they don't make it into the big leagues, they're kind of shunted off into the first, or am I just talking complete and absolute bullshit?
I don't know.
I just don't think that's the right way to look at it. I don't think that's a proper way to frame it, because I think it is its own separate thing. It's its own separate achievement. It's for a specific group, and it's also specifically it's also aimed usually at younger people, because these are people making their first feature. So it's understandable that regardless, they might not make it into the top one. But I think it goes beyond that. And
I think it does. I think Charlie's exactly right. I think you look at the nominees for the feature directorial category, and yeah, Everything Everywhere was not my favorite film, so I wouldn't have it in here if I was voting. But I understand why it's in here, and I think it deserves to be in here.
Yeah,
but I can't say that any of these people should be automatically kicked out, because there needs to be room for an Alice or a Charlotte Wells.
Are you allowed
I'm going
to
to give them the
be
benefit
in
of the
both?
doubt on this, the DGA, and decide, okay, they're trying to put women in here now to show that they're supportive of women filmmakers, and that going forward there will be more in the main category.
Do you know, are you eligible to be in both? If you're a first-time director and you get a nominee in first time, does that mean you're
I think you probably are eligible.
So, but
did
have we ever
Garth
had
Davis do that? What, the director of Lion, was he in both categories?
I can't remember.
feel like I
can't
need to
remember.
look
Was
that
Jordan
up.
Peele?
Maybe. Yeah.
let me
maybe.
look, because Jordan Peele won first time for Get Out. Let me see if he was in.
But I'm just like, by the way, that's not my opinion. I've heard of, maybe I spend too much time.
Well,
No,
hold on, guys. The first
It's a
time
good
feature
discussion
film,
starter.
the first time feature film has only been a category since 2015.
And
so,
Jordan Peele was in both the same year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, you're allowed to be in both. That's
So-
good.
So it's
No. I just want to say, Tony Geckler, I'm not being too woke. I was just asking the question because I've seen people make that comment, like Gina Prince Bythewood didn't make it into Best Director. She's a woman of color. I heard a lot of that narrative. Of course, we've heard it all with the Andrea Riseborough thing, and 2 women of color didn't make it in, even though I don't know why they think Andrea Riseborough took the nomination from, which is complete nonsense. In directing, no women made it in, although women have won the last 2 years, which is amazing, especially Jane Campion last year, which is something I've been waiting and wishing for decades. So I'm not being too woke. I'm just suggesting.
The problem with a lot of this is that because the directing category has had that homogenous set of winners and nominees for so long, it's even when if you just say that these are the best directed movies of the year that are nominated for Best Director, regardless of gender, it's still just a shitty look, and it just adds, and it's just adding a bit more on top of that.
Yeah, it's a general imbalance. I think Draw the Map has a great point there.
And so I honestly do believe that she should nominate these directors should nominate the work that they admire the most, that they like the most, and it's still a reflection of this industry that there's still a lot that's dominated by men still.
The other thing they could do is what the Critics' Choice did this year, and go down to 10 nominees. And then you will get more diversity. And that's something.
True.
Yeah, you would. You probably. I don't know. I was about to say you might have Gina Prince Bythewood, but after seeing how the Woman King did, I'm like, no, I don't think so.
I feel like, I think they're going to have to eventually give in and add a couple more nominees like the Emmys have done. By the way, Ray, as our resident duologist, I'm not sure what a mensch is. I'm hoping David ended that.
Cabal runner.
Did you
Cabal
say
runner.
geologist?
Yeah, you're a geologist.
Cabal runner. Get it right.
Oh,
We
sorry.
have these meetings for a reason.
I have no idea what I'm fucking talking about. You know this. So Phoenix Clouden says, if you've seen To Leslie, there's no way she should have been nominated. And you, my lovely friend, I don't know who you are wrong. That's a terrible fucking take. No, I'm kidding. You can have whatever opinion you like, but I don't agree. I think she was absolutely flawless in that movie, and I'm so glad she was nominated. But that's just me. All right, we're still waiting for the next winner at the DGA. They're having a little break. They're all eating their plant-based food, and we are getting closer. I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah, they're still doing the achievement award to Valdez Flag right now.
Yeah. Who would like to talk on the work of Valdez Flag? Right, Marcus? Chris?
Give me 2 seconds.
My screen, my connection is going on. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know anything.
Valdez Flag is known for live in front of a studio audience, the Oscars, Martin, great performances. He's won 4 DGA awards already.
Wow.
He won for those things I just mentioned. Oh, he also won for Genius, A Night with Ray Charles. So he does a lot of TV specials.
Sounds like a genius. Sounds like a mensch, if you ask me. I'm just
Also has been a stage manager for a lot of them as well.
Okay, so the Valdez Flag Award now is just now being presented and discussed. So everybody,
What have they been doing in between?
Plant-based food takes a while to come out.
He's the stage manager for this award show as well, and so they have to pull him off, and get him off union time in order to give him his award.
Couldn't they find a director for the damn DGA awards?
Yeah, I know.
We didn't really talk a lot about the TV movie miniseries directing, which is the next category. I mean, I thought that Weird would win. Rob, you thought Obi-Wan. Ray, what about you?
Yeah.
What were you picking?
Oh, Weird, absolutely.
Weird, okay.
I think it's one of the great, fun, original programs of the year, and hasn't gotten its due yet. I don't know that it will get it in this category either, but it's been, like you said, it's been kind of a sweeper all award season.
And Charlie, what were you saying on this one again?
I'm going Weird on this one too.
I would be picking Station 11 if it had one nomination, but vote splitting is a thing, and
it's a thing when it is, and it's not.
Yeah,
when it's not.
and it's not when it's not. But didn't Ted Lasso get multiple nominations here 2 years in a row, and both of those years it didn't win because it split its own vote.
Yes, you're right.
Hey, did you see Chris checked in with the reason why it's taken a while to get to the Valdez Flag Award? There was a really, really, really long pre-taped bit with Judd Apatow and Oliver Stone.
Oh,
That sounds pretty
I would love to
deadly.
have seen that, but
And it's just him, and it's just Oliver Stone going back to the left, back and to the left, back and to the left.
They had their own version of the Zapruder film here tonight.
Oh, the Zapruder film is what plays in Charlie's apartment every night before he goes to bed. He's obsessed.
Hey,
Thank you.
it was an extensive conspiracy.
I can see. So look, there's some such great comments. I'm so impressed with you guys. Like, thank you for adding to our discussion. This is probably the most important one. What's everyone eating? Well, I just came back from a big lunch for my wife's birthday, so I am full. But I've had a lot of wine. That's why I'm now pleasant to be around. Who else? What are you all eating?
Since when?
I had to jump off.
I love it.
I had to jump off this I had to cut my camera for a minute because my food arrived. I ordered a calzone and I just finished it, and it was delicious.
Calzone. Oh yes, so good. Italian food, man. That's where it's
I
at.
just-
I had to
had some pizza.
refill my drink, so
What are you drinking, Tony? Gin and tonic?
vodka.
Vodka and just vodka? Or
Just vodka.
No, not just vodka. There's
Rob,
tonic
have
in
we
it,
had
too,
any
I think.
comments on Tony's microphone yet?
that it's very large, and when he strokes it, it gets bigger. I just find it really
I made a microphone comment during our podcast as well. That he has a rather large microphone.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen bigger.
Very impressive.
You know what they say about big microphones?
It means that you're overcompensating for something.
Because my
You're a
microphone's tiny.
huge
It's
douchebag.
tiny little nubbin.
Who?
What do we think about Best Actress at the Oscars? I know it's totally off topic, but
We've talked about that a lot already. I want to hear what you have to say.
Michelle Yeoh versus Kate Blanchett is
Versus
keeping me up at
Andrea
night.
Riseborough.
I'm sticking with Michelle Yeoh, not Michelle Williams. I'm just gonna stick with her the whole season. I think she's gonna win SAG. I think she's gonna win BAFTA. I think she's gonna win the Oscar.
And I think
Imagine the utter confusion, the utter double take it's going to be if that envelope gets opened and they say the Oscar goes to Michelle Williams.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
She's going to get halfway out of her seat.
Oh my God.
I'm going with
like
Kate.
When at
just
the
didn't think
Grammys,
of that.
when Taylor Swift thought she had won Album of the Year. Remember that when
Wow.
she thought she had won?
Oh
Album of
yeah,
the Year?
when she
Oh,
thought
I
it was
forget
when
that.
she thought it was
Because-
red and it was random access memories.
and you see her hold, you go,
I said this during the podcast that I think I'm sticking with Kate until she loses,
Yeah, we
And-
need after.
and I don't think she's going to.
I think it's Michelle. I think Michelle's gonna take it this
I
time.
want Michelle to do. I mean, at that point, if he and Michelle Yeoh win supporting actor and actress, I don't need everything everywhere all at once to win anything else. That's just for me personally.
I agree with everything you just said. Like it's
Yeah.
they
I mean,
both
is it my personal choice in picture and yeah, it is it's between that and Triangle of Sadness. Weird combo, I know.
Well,
But I would be so over the moon just for those two wins that everything else is just gravy.
The fact that
Chris
Michelle
asked a
Yeoh's-
very good question. Did you see?
you did. Such a good question.
Who should be presenting Best Actress? Because it definitely won't be Will Smith.
Just get
In the
Denzel
past, they made
Washington.
sure it was the previous Best Actor winner every year.
I'm hoping it's Anthony Hopkins, just from the
Oh. Yeah.
That would be a good call.
Just
Jack
again,
Nicholson.
Oh God, no,
Nicholson.
no.
He's-
I want to
he's-
say Leonardo DiCaprio, but like
He seems to have gone into hiding. Hasn't he? Kind of.
He
he
has-
has he has dementia.
He has
Hopkins
is a
did it last
dementia.
year. Right,
At least it's been. I've read reports that it is, and
He's
it's
quite
and
unwell.
he is basically home confined at this point.
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli and Lady Gaga could come out and present
Could
the whole
they?
show, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, someone earlier said that everything everywhere is for the gays
Get off that.
and
Yeah.
the girlies. So maybe
Yeah.
it should be like maybe it should be like Lady Gaga and Liza Minnelli for the gays, and then give it to Michelle Yeoh. Like that could be something fun. That could be different.
I do think Michelle has kind of a boost because she's in a Best Picture frontrunner, number one. But number two, the voters know she's never been nominated before, and it's very likely she'll never be nominated again. So this would be their one chance.
And it would just be very good for the Academy to have an Asian winner who has paid her dues.
Yeah, she's been around a long
I mean,
time.
Yeah, if we can't get a second black actress to win that category, at least we can get someone else that's a person of
I
color.
just feel like I think I would cry if Michelle Yeoh wins. I
It
just
would
feel
be a
like
moment.
moment.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kate Blanchett, she's fantastic. We've seen her give speeches all the time. I mean, Michelle
already
would be
got
something.
And here's the thing. You know, on Kate's ballot, she's voting for Michelle Yeoh. You know she's voting.
I
for
think she's
Michelle
voting
Yeoh.
for Andrea Riseborough, to be honest.
I think she actually might be voting for Andrew Riceborough.
She might.
And I still have
I would
Andrea-
put it past her.
I have Andrea in my number one still because I'm waiting for BAFTA and SAG, and then I'll go with one of the two frontrunners. I'm just keeping Andrea in there. I keep her odds up.
Andrea's writing in Viola Davis on her ballot.
She probably
I don't think
is.
Kate is going to vote for anyone because she does not like award shows. She does not think we should be giving awards.
Yeah, but she'll take them.
But
she'll
she'll
take
take
it.
him.
If
But
she
she'll take him.
We have another Art Directors Guild winner.
Ooh.
go for it.
Commercials.
Tell Ray.
Commercials, I will tell. Commercials, American Horror Stories Dollhouse promo, Bud Light Seltzer, Land of the Loud Flavors. Just Eat and Katy Perry, Did Somebody Say? Paramount and Wildlife promo, and Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power title announcement. What do we think?
Such a weird category.
I heard.
Yes, it is.
I heard words.
I'll go with Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
And you are both right. Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
Rings of Power.
Okay. Okay.
So we have some movement at the DGA Awards. Aubrey Plaza is on stage.
out.
She's going to announce the category imminently. It's limited TV movie.
Very excited about that. Just to answer the question, I don't know if any Australians have won in any of the other categories. In the big category, I believe it's only Tom Hooper. He is half Australian for the King's Speech. Other than that, I don't think any other Aussies have won the big prize because Mel Gibson certainly hasn't. So there you go.
That's a crime.
It's a crime because you know how great Australian filmmakers are. I'm going to come for you. I know where you live. All right. Thank you.
It's so weird. There's two guild. Why is there two guild shows on?
I don't know. What are they
the
doing?
Same night at the same time? Like
They had 52 weekends to figure this out.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. And then BAFTA
UK
is
vibes.
tomorrow.
I'm all over this UK the vibes. You are so right. Michelle Yeoh for BAFTA or I Riot. I'm there with you, man.
I like
there.
that.
And I want Cate Blanchett to win only because she'll become the most winningest Aussie actor of all time with 3. She'll still be behind Catherine Martin as a full winner of all the Oscars. But even that, I still want Michelle Yeoh to win. In fact,
Rob,
yeah.
does Kate have the reputation for being a great person and somebody personable and decent?
Yeah,
yes.
she does. She has a
From
very
what I
good
know,
reputation for that.
people that I know who know her here are very impressed with her she's really direct and really like down to earth and doesn't give a shit about all the fancy stuff. And
She
I think
seems very unpretentious in general.
Yeah, but that doesn't play sometimes in America. Like,
Oh wow, we have quite a winner in for limited TV movie. Helen Shaver for Station 11.
Wow.
Couldn't see that coming, could we?
Helen Shaver for the episode Who's There?
Was that? Can anyone check? I think that was 5th place in our odds.
Oh, wait a minute. Are women allowed to win these?
Yes. You know what? If anyone from Station 11 was going to win, we all thought it was going to be Jeremy Podesta. That was for the finale.
But that's a shocker.
I don't know about you guys, but Station 11 was one of those shows, kind of like After Sun, that really impacted me emotionally. Like, I still think about it. That show was incredible. Danielle Deadwyler was in that as well, and she should have been nominated at the Emmys for that. She just keeps missing out, that poor thing. She deserves better. And not because she does or anything like that. She's just a brilliant actor.
Is there anyone in the comments that is a big Station 11 fan? Can you explain why she won for this episode as opposed to the other episode? Maybe something big happened in this one. I'm very curious.
So that was for Who's There. I'm just going to look up. Because I think that was probably, I think I have a feeling I know what this is. Station 11. Anyway, you guys keep talking and I'm going to look it up because that's a really interesting point. How did she do this?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what did I had to reset. What did I miss?
So Helen Shaver
Charlie's playing with his cat.
Station 11 won, but not for the person we thought it was. It was Helen Shaver.
Helen Shaver won.
Yeah,
that's very sweet, Charlie.
And then next would be.
I felt that to me that was actually one of the weaker episodes of the whole season. It was episode 8. It's a really good one. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of it is set in the airport where a lot of them converge in this post-apocalyptic world. It's the one before Dr. Chaudhry where Himesh Patel's character is in this furniture store where all these women are giving birth. It's like a makeshift maternity ward. And then the finale is the one that Jeremy Podesta was nominated for, which is just like it was this incredible episode of TV. Like, if anything, I would have thought that Hiro Murai would have been nominated for Wheel of Fire, the pilot, which was incredible work as well. It's such a good show. I really highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, give it a go. It's really good.
Maybe people thought they were voting for The Last of Us.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of post-apocalyptic work lately, haven't we? And I think it hits more these days because we did live through a pandemic, which wasn't as bad as that, but it certainly was difficult enough. And
I don't know. It kind of sucked.
It kind of sucked, yeah.
For some of us.
So Yeah, okay, well, let's keep talking. That's a huge shock. We're still talking about actress. I want to say something about Michelle Williams without being rude, because I think she's an awesome actor, and Fabelmans was fine. I just did not really go for her performance in that movie. I felt it really arch and phony, and I felt disconnected from it. Do any of you feel the same way, or am I just talking absolute crap?
You're talking crap.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. I'm not disrespect. I'm happy.
Here's
Oh my God, Marcus is going to Judd Apatow on us.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just checked our odds. Who's There? Station 11 was indeed in 5th place. 26 people got it right. So congrats to those 26. That's a huge prediction call. You can brag about that for the rest of your life.
The dart that you threw magically landed on the right contender.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, Rob, I actually really did like Michelle Williams in there.
You did? Okay.
And I liked her better the second time I saw the film.
Okay,
I think
maybe I need to see it again.
And I was not necessarily a huge fan of hers before, but I think she did a great job with it. It is really the center of the movie.
And I remember there's a comment here about she committed category fraud. She should be in supporting. But personally, I'm so glad she's not in supporting, because I don't know if Angela Bassett would have stolen the season like she's doing if Michelle Williams was there.
Oh, that's a good point.
So I really, really thank you, Michelle Williams, for going lead, because now Angela Bassett can win an Oscar.
But here's the thing, and this is something we again talked about in the Gold Derby Roundtable podcast.
We keep talking about it.
Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. But one of the things we talked about was the fact that, on paper, the Bassett train to the Oscars really started the Golden Globes, and that doesn't happen as often. Usually there's something that happens previously, but in the precursors, in terms of like the Critics Awards, it was Kerry Condon and Keke Palmer, and different winners were winning in the Critics Awards, and then Angela Bassett won at the Golden Globes. That usually doesn't dictate that that's where the Oscar is going to go. But since she won at the Golden Globes, it's been the Angela Bassett train, and nobody has derailed it.
Actually, if I may correct you slightly, Tony, the train began with Marcus James Dixon's prediction that this was going to happen.
Oh, please. Like, I'm going to give her any credit.
Ladies.
I've known her too long.
So kind of you, right, to remember that. It's not like I bring it up every time I see you.
No. Let's not talk about me predicting Handmaids in 2016 and also Claire Foy and also Zendaya.
I will always remember that, because I think I told you, you're crazy for not going with Stranger Things.
Oh, you
just one casting. It's just one casting, and you're not.
Or me, you were like, Stranger Things just won the opening credits. It's definitely winning Best Drama.
Or me predicting Anthony Hopkins for The Father.
Yeah. Oh, Chris is typing.
We've got our next category coming up, I think.
Yeah, it's first time
directing a case, so we know who was.
So the Charlotte Wells Award.
Charlotte Wells Award.
Okay, so the
Mike
presenter
Newell is up there. He will not stop talking. So everyone get comfortable. You do what you got to do. You do you, boo. So I'm just looking at the comments. There's a lot of Riseborough talk, which is not surprising because that really took over on social media for a couple of weeks. It was getting pretty ugly. And most of it was from me. And so
we have another Art Directors Guild winner.
Oh, yes. Please do tell.
1 hour contemporary single camera series.
Oh, it's a big one for me.
Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, and White Lotus. What do we think?
Severance or White Lotus?
White Lotus.
Severance
Euphoria.
it is.
Oh.
Severance. Good News About Hell episode.
Severance is so good. Is it coming back in time for the Emmys? I don't know if
I don't think season 2 is coming back in time.
Bummer.
SZA, the singer, tweeted yesterday. Basically, she wrote, who do I have to fuck to get season 2 of Severance? And someone from Severance.
Hey, it was enough that we got the season 2 of Ted Lasso. So
true.
Come on.
Season 3. But
3, whatever.
Yeah, so someone from Severance wrote underneath her something really funny, and I'll find it one day and I'll send it to you. But it was very funny. I agree, SZA. I want Severance back. I'm dying to know what's going to happen next. And I think Severance is going to win a SAG next weekend. I think it's going to be Adam Scott.
Severance is a show that I have recommended to many different people.
Same.
Every single one of them has said, I love this show. This is amazing.
Yes.
Yep.
100%. So,
and then Last of Us came out, and then it's like, who cares?
The Last of Us is blowing my mind. It's a show that I've just watched it again because I'm still waiting for. I've got all the episodes, but I don't want to. As I've said to you guys, I want to watch them week to week because I watch them with the kids and whatever. But I watched the pilot again the other day, then episode 2, then episode 3, just because I wanted to get all the little bits and pieces that I missed the first time, and then I watched New Rockstars to kind of get the background information and Easter eggs. I'm all over that show. I just think it is absolutely so compelling.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Does anybody not think that episode 3 is not winning writing, directing, multiple acting awards?
We haven't seen Succession yet, but I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have not seen an episode get the reaction of episode 3
since Ozymandias.
I have not seen it since then.
Oh, you mean Better Call Saul? I mean,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Ozymandias won writing over the finale of Breaking Bad, which was so well deserved.
If you haven't played the game, and I'm sure you guys maybe haven't either.
I have not.
I have no idea.
I don't give two shits about the game.
No, same. This episode comes up, and I happen to be really, really good mates with the cinematographer, and he was telling me earlier, he's like, hey, Rob, when you get to episode 3, let me know what you think, because it's the best work I've ever done. His name's Evan Bolter, and he did Avenue 5, and he was like, it's the best work I've ever done. I'm so proud of it. And then after I saw it, I was like, mate, I don't know how it's firing on every cylinder. It is absolutely so good. It would win the Oscar if it was a film. That's how good it is.
And it's so Nick Offerman, do we think he's never been nominated for anything, right? Except for maybe like a host.
Not for only for host. He's never been nominated for an acting award.
Not for devs, not for Parks and Rec, nothing.
He was
right?
never nominated for Parks and Rec.
I want him to be nominated so bad.
Same, and he's going to win. He'll have to win.
By the way, the first time directing that's about to be announced. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being John Patton Ford and winning, being the only man in this category?
I know, right?
that would be the end of the DGAs.
That would be very awkward.
I know.
Rob, it's funny. Rob and I were texting the other day. It was like, does anybody think that Melanie Linsky and Nick Offerman are not locked for the Emmy?
Yeah.
And Last of Us will get most of the category. Like they'll get nominations throughout because like Anna Torv and Murray Bartlett and I'm not even remembering half of them. Like Stephen Pierce, and there's so many great actors who have done really short stints on that show, and they'll be in the running.
We have an article going up tomorrow from Matthew Stewart about Bella Ramsey's age and how if she wins drama actress, she'll be the youngest to win that category ever.
Wow.
Contemporary feature film has been handed out at the Art Directors Guild.
Okay.
Nominees are Bardo, Bullet Train, Glass Onion and Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. What do we think?
Glass Onion.
Glass Onion so badly.
You got it.
Yes! That's great. Congratulations.
It was all about the production design, that movie was.
Yeah, it's just a...
How did it not get nominated at the Oscars? That's bullshit, man.
It is kind of.
That, God, Kate Hudson in that movie.
Oh.
Never better.
Janelle Monáe in that movie. Oh my
God.
Yes.
The whole movie was so
Janelle. That was Janelle's best performance of her career.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm looking at our odds for first time directing. This is the biggest lock of the night, according to our odds. Charlotte Wells has 1,935 people. Second place is 33 predicting.
Oh my God.
So that's 1,902 people are predicting one over the other.
Wow.
And then third place has 20. Fourth place has 11. Fifth place has 1.
Oh, is that the one with the unpronounceable name? The lovely.
Yes. That is correct.
No disrespect to her at all. I haven't seen the film, so like Marina, I'm sure it's amazing. Can't watch them all. We've only got so many hours in the day. So okay,
I'm going through the docs right now. I've seen three. I've seen 3 of the 5 nominated documentaries.
What's your favorite so far?
I think Navalny so far. It's so important. I said that earlier. It's about something that actually matters in our life, in everyone's lives.
Yeah.
But Fire of Love was fun and cute. And then another one I saw, which I'm not going to name, I did not like at all.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me later?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Are we talking about the Oscar nominated ones or the ones nominated here?
Oscar, yeah, Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about. Yeah,
Also, in a shameless bit of self-promotion, I will be interviewing the director of Navalny next week.
Ooh,
congratulations! That's fantastic. Let me know how it goes.
very nice.
Oh, that's great.
I want to quickly mention about Angela Bassett because of this comment. The thought of seeing her win an Oscar brings me such joy and happiness and fulfillment in my life that if it doesn't happen, because it's a Marvel movie and there's some bias against her because of that, I'm going to be really fucking pissed off.
I am too. I'm going to take it personally.
Same. I'm going to take it personally.
I'm never watching the Oscars again if she loses. I'm
going to.
On the other hand, if she
Quit.
wins, she's
Bullshit.
going to be holding that statuette and going, Marcus James Dixon, we did it.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would die.
Also,
Even though-
not something we need.
No. Even though Jamie Lee Curtis, Stephanie Hsu, like the whole category is
All
so
great.
stacked.
Carrie Condon.
Who would win
Carrie
if
Condon, I love
Angela wasn't
her.
there and it was just those 4? Do you think?
I think it'll be Carrie.
I think
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis could do it.
Oh, yeah,
if
I'd love
Angela
that.
wasn't in that category.
I'd love that. Love
So is
that.
Mike Newell still introducing and
talking.
presenting this category? He's been doing it for over 10 minutes.
Tap dancing? I heard he was tap dancing.
Yeah, come on, Mike Newell. Let's get this going here. What categories after that, Rob? Should we talk about?
Good question. So after that, we have commercial directing.
After that is commercial directing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge follower of the commercials. I usually fast forward them. So, that
Most of them are, 4 of the 5 are Apple.
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
very
They make
interesting.
commercials. And then after that, we have TV comedy directing. That's a really good category.
Tim Burton.
Oh, so the thing is, for those commercials, it's for multiple commercials. Sometimes it's for a collection of work that they've done.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's
4 of
right.
them- 4
There's
of them.
Apple and Jimmy John's and
Yeah. So like Craig Gillespie is one, and if that's who I think it is, I think that's the director of I, Tonya, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's nominated for 3 commercials. That
yeah, that's right. Jimmy John's, Nissan. That's right.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So actually, all 5 of them are have Apple commercials as part of their.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So Chris has just said the reason for the delay is they renamed the next award after Michael Apted, and they ran a lengthy tribute to him. He's also a past DGA president.
Oh, okay.
So that's awesome. But we really need to get a move on, people, because we ain't got all night. Okay?
You think they would have renamed it after a woman?
Right?
If they're renaming categories in 2023, like aren't
It's
all the
just-
categories named after men already?
It's disgusting misogyny is what it is. No, it's not. It's really not. I'm just joking. But yeah, okay. So
Yeah, they should name one of them after a woman.
Yeah. Especially because it's the first time directing category where women have won this 3 of the past 4 years.
Let's name it after Bo.
here we go. We got a winner, and the winner is Charlotte Wells.
Oh,
Yay!
Charlotte Wells. That's
and
great.
she's not here. What?
Why isn't she there?
Charlotte.
BAFTA's tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, BAFTA.
Like, couldn't they get a red
This
eye?
is why they got to coordinate these things a little better.
They're stupid.
Do they have to make it like 12 hours
Not
later?
Charlotte Wells, the DGA. Yeah, like that's really shit because that is such an achievement for her. Like she's just going to move on to such bigger and better things, man. That's so cool.
Mhm.
If you're her, why do you want to be at BAFTA instead of the DGA?
I guess because After Sun's going for Best British Film, and is she nominated for screenplay? I can't remember.
She has a couple nominations there. I think is she nominated in director at BAFTA?
I don't think she's nominated. And I'm double checking right now.
So Marcus, this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's
What's
not
your best
nominated for director.
No, she's not nominated for director.
She's not up for original screenplay either.
So it's just her film nominated in Best British Film.
Yeah,
Marcus?
and I actually think it's going to win there.
Yes, Rob.
What is your Best Picture winner?
Personal or
Personal and predicted. Let's go.
okay? If I was a voter, I would pick Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was my favorite of the year.
Cool.
I am also picking that to win, but like I said earlier, I'm not confident on that at all.
Yeah.
And it could be the Fabelmans, it could be Top Gun. I don't know if Banshees has a huge shot. I think it's one of those three: Everything Everywhere, Top Gun, or Fabelmans.
Okay.
If I was voting, I would pick All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, I love that one too.
Isn't that good?
That's
my
my
God,
top
I love
10,
that. I love that movie so much.
Okay, what
So-
about you,
so well
Charles?
done.
What would you pick if you were a voter? What would you put in number one? Charlie.
To me?
Yeah, you.
Oh. It's a really tough choice for me between Everything Everywhere and Triangle of Sadness.
Yeah.
If Everything Everywhere were a more solid frontrunner, I would absolutely vote for Triangle of Sadness. But I would probably Everything Everywhere would get my number one vote, and Triangle would get number two.
Okay. And what about you, Tony? I think you're the same as me.
Banshees would be my number one. Of the people nominated, I think probably Tar would be my number two. And probably after that, I'd have to go back and look at my top 10 list, but those are certainly, of the films nominated, those are my favorites.
I also loved Avatar, but I don't think as a voter, if I was an Oscar voter, I wouldn't pick Avatar to win that.
No, neither would I.
Maybe because it's a sequel, but I mean, Top
It's a
Gun's
little too much like the first one.
and we know it's winning visual effects, so it's going to win something.
So I'm going to share this with you. This is my top of the year, and so I'll be voting for Banshees, and I would, I'd put Triangle of Sadness up there, and All Quiet and Tar, in terms of the nominees. Even Top Gun I loved, but Banshees, just every single frame of that movie is perfection. I just love it that much.
Didn't you just talk to the cast?
Yes, I got to.
Rob has
three
Bitter
of the four.
Party of One.
It's okay. You got to do the bear. But
true.
Barry Keoghan was unavailable, unfortunately. So I had to miss that one. So yeah, there you go. I have a question. While we're waiting, the next tribute, by the way, to Steven Spielberg, the whole cast is there, but they're not presenting to him. It's actually Denis Villeneuve, who is literally in my top 5 directors of all time. I worship him. Okay, so what do you think about making acting categories genderless and having, say, like 10 nominees, maybe some kind of quota, so you have 5 of each?
I'm a member of 2 organizations that do that.
Yes.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either.
I'm not a fan either.
Crap.
It's not a hill I'm going to die on, though.
No.
Especially because the Oscars, I think I might be paraphrasing what Sasha Stone wrote on Twitter, but there's
No, please don't. Please don't.
No,
Is it about?
it was a very interesting comment. She's like, the history of the Oscars to win Best Actor, Best Actress, it comes with a lot of heft. To change that to Best Lead Performance, it's not the same.
It's not.
Yeah.
And
My question is, are we offended by the term actress?
no.
I'm
Although,
not offended by it.
when
Just
I
like
when I refer to an actor as someone who's a woman, I usually just call them a great actor. But in awards talk, I'm usually like best actress, because that's what it's called. But they're all actors to me. But you can call them actress. I don't think it matters. But there's again, I'm sorry for the woke stuff, but because we hear a lot of it on social media, and it's something I'm
No, I
curious
agree.
about.
No, it's good to bring up.
Do we think, like, I hear a lot of talk about this, like they should be genderless, best director is genderless, make acting genderless, and I don't agree, because I just want women and men to be separated so that they each get their due, and not one takes over the other.
I will always be on the side of more awards rather than
Me too.
Yeah, because
for me, it's that simple.
Right now, we only have 4 acting winners. I mean, that's not a lot. Look at the Emmys.
I don't want my acting portrait to go down to 2 people.
Exactly. No. I think they should increase. Like, I've wanted a voiceover performance category at the Oscars for years. Like, they should go from 4 to 5 performances, not from 4 to 2.
Yeah, and casting and stunts and like there's so many other things. But like maybe I think they need to put it a 6th. But then I was thinking this as well. If they increased the nominations to 6 or 7, would it dilute the importance and power and prestige of getting into that category as opposed to you're in the top 5 of the whole year? Like that is
it's interesting. It's interesting because I've always said this is that as much as I love the Academy Awards, let's not pretend that the Academy Awards are the single arbiter of what is a great film, because many of the greatest films of all time have never won an Oscar. What I will say,
the Bride Part 2 was robbed. I tell you that.
But it's a history capsule. But go on.
What I will say is that I think in the era of increasing non-binary performers, I think there might come a time. I don't think we're there yet, where maybe we need another category for a non-binary or gender fluid performers. And I think that as those opportunities become more available, I think that's where we can maybe do the best good. I don't know that the goal will be achieved by neutering the gender categories.
And that's where
I want to add on to something.
And I can assure you that I will be getting messages about that if I had social media, but I don't.
Listen, Tony, shut up for a second. I'm so sorry. I say that with love, and I'm very sorry if I offended you on that.
I love you too, Charlie.
All right. The one other thing I want to add to that is that it hasn't robbed any of the importance of being an Emmy nominee, and they've increased theirs over the years. It used to be straight 5 for a lot of them. Now it's a sliding scale for most of them, and we agree because there's so much television now. And I say why not do the same thing with the Oscars? I don't think that'll be diminished at all.
The Emmys takes 2 days and 17 hours to give out all their awards.
And the only place you can cover every goddamn soul-sucking minute is right here.
At Gold Doiby.
Remember
that's right.
They increased Best Picture from 5 to 10. There was a little bit of backlash from people, but I think now that we've settled on this 10 for a decade or so plus,
I'm happy.
It was the best decision they could have done.
The expansion was it was one of the best. Yeah, again, you're right, exactly right. One of the best things they've ever done.
So maybe we might end up loving it. But here's the thing:
and the expansion of the membership.
Yes.
I don't think it dilutes the impact of any of them to give out a few more. I think it's still it just spreads the wealth further.
So what Tony was saying about non-binary reform is the reason why I brought this up is because this came up because I can't remember the name of the actor, but they excluded themselves from Tony Award submission because they're non-binary and they're gender fluid, whatever you want to call it, whatever they call it, and I feel for that actor, because if they identify as non-binary, then where do they go? It's like Asia Kate Dillon is always in the best actor category at the Emmys for Billions, never been nominated, of course, but has been nominated at the Critics' Choice, I think, once or twice for Billions, and that's the only one that I'm aware of at this point. There's probably others. So it's not a really huge factor. It's probably like 5, maybe even less than 5% of the whole eligible community. The thing is, though, where do they go? And do they just have to choose? And then, of course, you get all the argument, valid or not, for me not, but some people may not agree that, oh, you only have men and women anyway, and you just have to pick one or the other, and that's problematic in itself. And this, I mean, we could talk about this all day, but it is. I think it is something that the academies are going to have to grapple with at some point.
I think it is something that's going to come as more performers
generational overturn.
It's also as more performers are allowed to feel comfortable being themselves and being their authentic selves and identifying with whatever gender and or non-gender as they prefer. I think that's where I think as the presence becomes more prevalent, I think then the categories will have to adjust.
And Rob, I think you're talking about Justin David Sullivan, who
that's right
is not going to be up for Tony's eligibility.
This is where it gets problematic because it's like, does that mean you're in one category or another depending on what genitals you have? I don't get it. Like, and that's probably what a super mega MAGA would say, and that's fine. That's their opinion. But for regular people, I just feel like, well, if there's a voting block of actors, performers who are genuinely non-binary, do they get their own category? And
if they ever get their own category, be prepared for the attacks of that person's not really non-binary. They're just doing it to win an award.
Yeah, all that nonsense. And so I just think it's better that we just have to have one or the other, and perhaps non-binary actors go into actor because it seems like a more general name. I don't know, man. This is tough. It's tough.
We have some movement here. Regina Hall and James Marsden are on stage. They're going to present two categories: Best Commercial Directing and Best Comedy Directing. We talked about commercial. Should we talk about?
We also have a couple of more winners at the
go for it.
At the Art Directors Guild. Variety, reality, or competition series, a Black Lady sketch show, Lizzo's Watch Out for the Big Girls, RuPaul's Drag Race. Speaking of all this, Saturday Night Live, and Waffles and Mochi's Restaurant.
I'll say SNL on that one.
I'm saying RuPaul's Drag Race.
And SNL is the winner.
Yep.
Jack Harlow.
Congratulations.
And we have a variety special winner. The nominees were the 64th Annual Grammys, the 94th Annual Oscars, Hassan Minaj, The King's Jester, Miley's New Year's Eve Party, and Trevor Noah, I Wish I Would.
I'm going to say the 94th
what do you think?
Oscars.
What do you think the winner was?
Oscars.
The Oscars.
Yeah.
Well, Oscars it is.
Okay. The Oscars wins a lot of awards. So does the Tonys.
Yeah, it does.
So after commercial directing, we'll have TV comedy directing, and those nominees are Tim Burton for Wednesday. I've heard of him. Bill Hader for Barry, Amy Sherman Palladino, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Christopher Storer, The Bear, and Mike White, The White Lotus, Sicily. Is this going to go to Mike White?
I think probably.
No,
Probably.
I'm not stuck on that because
I think Tim Burton's got a shot too.
I think this category could go any number of ways.
Christopher Storer.
I think it could go to Christopher Storer because the highlight of The Bear of season 1 was that penultimate episode where it's basically 20 minutes of that episode is a single take.
That's right.
It's a single take.
It was the whole episode.
It's so riveting with the tick coming through.
And it was one of the most climactic episodes in terms of the characters. Especially with Ado Ederary she just anchors that
phenomenal.
episode. She's
and you're right.
spectacular
That was the episode that he submitted. So.
Yeah.
And last year, Ted Lasso had 3 nominees. They all vote split. Hacks won. Mike White, The White Lotus, lost in the comedy race last year. So
okay,
it was in the comedy race last year.
Yes.
Oh wow.
DGA,
Okay.
He was. Yeah.
Okay. And don't count out Bill Hader either.
Yeah.
Let's. Charlie and I will completely agree. The
710 North, man.
710 North is probably one of the greatest episodes of television I've ever seen.
We have a winner for a commercial.
Yeah, win. Go for it.
Kim Gehrig for let me see which one.
One
So
of the
she's
Apples.
nominated for 2 commercials from Apple, one called Accessibility and the other called Run Baby Run.
Congrats,
Lou
Kim.
Gehrig's great granddaughter.
Really?
No, I have no idea.
Oh.
Love
God
it.
damn
Could
it.
be, though.
You got me with that one.
Wow.
Could be.
There you go.
Bravo.
Bravo. Okay. Well, we're getting closer to an award that we are predicting at the site, because I don't think we're predicting commercials.
Mhm. I could
and-
see Tim Burton pulling this off, like especially. I mean,
he's a legend.
he's the most well-known director in this
Yeah.
group. I mean,
Yeah,
that-
but you're
taking
right
nothing
about
away
Christopher
from
Storer.
the-
That was such a great episode. Such an amazing piece of television.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you watch that episode, you're like, oh my God. It's one of those episodes where it's like, it's one take, but then you actually forget that it's one take until the end.
Mm.
I remember watching it and then watching it separately with my parents and them not realizing that it was one take.
Yeah.
I was like, you do realize that was all one take, right? They're
You
like,
have to kind of pay
"What?"
attention to notice that.
Yeah.
what are
They
some
were-
other one takes? Like there was a True Detective episode that won the Emmy for directing for a long take.
Very long.
Yeah,
extended
the first
take.
episode, and there was a great episode of Barry in season 3 that was a long one take. With
Ronnie Billy?
no, it was Sarah Goldberg's.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Sarah Goldberg episode. I think it was episode 2 or 3, where she's filming her sitcom, and it's all one take.
It's the first episode. It's the first episode, I
episode,
believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
There
No,
was
I remember exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah.
there was a really good episode of the X-Files called Triangle, and if I remember right, there's the 4 acts are they're each one take long.
Yeah. Some of these comments are really, really good. I totally agree. I think the consensus is we should stay away from genderless categories, and we don't really have a solution for non-binary performers yet, and maybe one day we will. And let's not dilute it too much by having too many performance categories, because you could even split them up between drama and comedy. Then you have the issue about what's a comedy, what's not a comedy. Like, is The Martian really a comedy at the Golden Globes? No. I think the way they do it is great.
Is The Bear really comedy? No.
No, but let's make it. I think maybe 6 nominees wouldn't hurt. Having 6 instead of 5. Just that
Just
one.
add
extra.
that one.
I think at first there would be a backlash for the 6,
Yeah.
and then after a few years, people would be like, "Oh, I'm so glad there's 6."
So much better. Like at the Emmys, they have 6, 7, sometimes 8.
Yeah, the
Um,
supporting ones have 8 now. If Tom O'Neill was in this chat with us, he has been wanting 10 at the Oscars in every category.
Yeah.
10
Oh,
actors,
God.
10 directors, 10.
In every one?
Yes.
Huh.
I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Including the shorts.
I don't know about the short.
I remember, and Ray, you might be the only one that identifies with me on this one.
Is this a Jewish question or an old question?
No, it's a daytime Emmy soap opera question.
Okay.
Because I remember there was a year where there were 8 nominees for Best Actress, and the winner was Erica Slezak, who won her record-breaking 6th Emmy for that category. And I was like, okay, so you expanded to 8, and then you gave it to Erica Slezak, but then you watch the episode and you're like, Erica Slezak, goddess.
I have no idea.
For those of you that are young,
we
Erica
just
Slezak-
lost half of our viewership, for fuck's sake.
well, those fetuses can fuck off. So learn your history.
Oh! And I want Tony to read it.
What?
Tony, do you know who the comedy winner is? No, you don't. It's
Oh,
Bill
Wow.
Bill Hader.
Hader.
Bill Hader
Wow.
wins for Barry. I
I
was
got that
predicting
way
that.
wrong.
I was predicting that. So yay to me.
That was pretty good.
You predicted Bill
Yes,
Hader
you
in
were.
in the prediction center?
Yes, I did.
Wow, you get extra bonus points for that.
Yes, I do. Do you hear
Chris-
that, Princess Carolyn?
Will you get
It
100%?
says Bill Hader is not there to accept the trophy.
Boy, nobody goes to the DGAs anymore. What is this? Half of them haven't been there.
Is he at BAFTA too? Like, honestly.
That is one. I mean, I'm sorry. You watch 710 North. I have watched that episode. I have watched that episode 4 times, and I still don't know how they did what they did. I interviewed the cinematographer, and he couldn't even explain to me how they did what they did in that episode.
I was predicting him to win this at the Emmys, but I believe it was Ted Lasso that won directing.
It was.
Yeah, it was Ted Lasso that won for the.
That's why I didn't predict him here, because he didn't win at the Emmys.
Same.
Well, good for Bill Hader.
Good for Bill Hader.
That's a second DGA because he won for the pilot, or for
I believe he did. Yeah.
Not for the pilot. I think it was for. No, actually, I think it was for the pilot.
The pilot or the season 1 finale. Because I don't know if he directed the pilot.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh, okay.
So coming up, we have a special presentation to Todd Field by Paul Thomas Anderson. And then we have a Lifetime Achievement Award to Robert A. Fishman.
With the amount of time it took for Todd Field to make another movie, this tribute probably should be presented by Terrence Malick.
True. Chris says that Barry.
Now that's a deep cut.
Bill Hader has never lost at the DGA. He's won all 3 times he's been nominated. So
wow,
so he did win for
Rise. Keep that in mind for next time.
Keep that in mind, yeah, for sure.
So while we wait for the special presentation of Todd Field and the Lifetime Achievement Award to Robert A. Fishman, the next category is one of my big ones, and that is Best TV Drama Directing, presented by Anna Kendrick. The nominees are Jason Bateman for the Ozark episode A Hard Way to Go, Vince Gilligan for Better Call Saul Waterworks, Sam Levinson for Euphoria Stand Still Like the Hummingbird, Oprah McArdle for Severance Hide and Seek, and then Ben Stiller for Severance The We Are. Now, I've got to say here, 2 Severances is problematic for them, but that We Are episode that Ben Stiller directed is unbelievable.
Is that the finale?
So it's the penultimate episode.
The penultimate, yeah. I don't know, man. Like Jason Bateman could win this.
Didn't Ben Stiller win here for Escape from Dannemora?
I think so. I'm just going to look it up and see what the last few winners are, and that would help. But
it's interesting that Station 11 just beat a vote split about half an hour ago. So can Severance now beat a vote split?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, Ben Stiller did win for Escape at Dannemora.
And last year, you remember Leslie Linka Glatter won for Homeland, which was a bit of a surprise because that show has been off the radar for some time. And it beat Ozark, Mandalorian, Bridgerton, and Better Call Saul. Okay. So I feel that Severance is out front here. It just feels like that's the kind of show they go for. The year before, it was Watchmen from Nicole Castle. And the year before that, it was Succession. So... yeah, it's a really interesting category. I don't know what to say. It's tough because Euphoria would be good. Yeah, I don't remember.
Did you see what Chris just wrote? Jason Bateman gave us a funny interview on the red carpet. It's on our Instagram page. He talks about joining the DGA when he was just 18. Still the youngest person to ever do that.
Wow.
How did he get into the DGA at 18?
No idea.
Connections.
I guess. Had he directed anything by 18?
I don't know. And
you ask his parents, Jerry would say he directed his father to a nervous breakdown.
And just a plug, his sister Justine Bateman, she is a fledgling director. She directed her first film year before last, and so that family must have so much talent running through its DNA. And he has
spoken to Jason. He's a wonderful guy.
Yeah, he is. I love his podcast as well, Smartless. And he has won at the SAGs for acting, Emmys for directing, and so far hasn't won at the DGA, but it's been nominated.
Remember Tony and Rob? No, Rob, you were at the ceremony. Tony, I was watching with you when he won that Emmy for directing.
Huge shocker.
That was the one where we all went,
what?
I love the memes of that from like his reaction. And
he had our reaction.
Chris says that that Jason directed several episodes of the Hogan Family while he was on it. That's how he got in.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you guys?
I would have been shocked if he had directed episodes of Little House on the Prairie, which is where he started.
Are you curious about the odds at all for? Okay, the one that we just had was TV comedy directing. Barry was in second place with 217 votes. Number one was The White Lotus with 1,430. So that's quite a big gap.
Okay,
So
well,
Charlie was one of the
I
two
at least
second
had second place.
And then TV drama directing. Overall, we think the We Are will win for Severance, 1,238. Second place, Better Call Saul. Third place, Ozark. Fourth place, Euphoria. Fifth place, Severance, Hide and Seek. Watch it be hide and seek, just like Station 11.
Wow. Okay. A little bit of a
Or
lull there.
Euphoria.
I think that Euphoria episode is the one that Zendaya keeps winning for, right? The one where she just completely loses the plot. And
Yeah,
escapes.
stand still like a hummingbird.
I mean,
Oh, that was such a good one.
it's really good. Like the way that he was able to get that performance out of her, and especially when she's in the traffic and she's escaping and she trashes the house. I mean, that would have been so intricately planned out, I assume.
It's as perfect a Emmy submission as you can
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Just from an acting standpoint. I mean, that's like Whitecaps level.
And you know what's interesting for Better Call Saul being nominated here? It's Vince Gilligan for the episode Waterworks, which was not one of the big ones that people talked about.
That's right.
But he's so respected by all the guilds,
Mhm.
writing, directing, everybody. He's still got a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably Ben Stiller.
Yeah, especially knowing he won before, that seems to be helping people. Like Bill Hader just won his third.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller is undefeated.
I think we have another winner at the Art Directors Guild Awards.
Oh, yeah? Let's hear it.
It is fantasy feature film.
I
the
love this.
And the nominees are Avatar, The Way of Water, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Nope, and The Batman.
I'll go with Avatar.
And what do we think won,
I think Avatar.
gentlemen?
I'm hoping the Batman. But I don't know. What is it?
And it was, shoot, what happened to it?
You're killing me,
Whoever's
man.
directing this is a master of suspense.
It disappeared. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
It was there a second ago.
Was it a Moonlight La La Land moment?
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't
Wait a
know.
second.
Read Michael Schumann's book.
Yeah, we will. I'm going to.
I'm just going to keep you in suspense for one more second. Here it is, Lord of the Rings. No, that was, sorry, single camera series. I'm getting punchy.
You're fine.
Ray, you're scaring me.
It's Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
It's Emma Stone.
Wait a minute.
Gladiator.
Didn't RuPaul make a
I
Gladiator
know they gave
joke
it out. Wait a minute.
on Drag Race this week?
Yeah.
I think he did. I think RuPaul and Michelle Visage made a Gladiator joke.
Did they? Oh, yes, they did, because it was like the Lollapalooza, lip sync
Yeah.
Lollapalooza.
I don't know. Rob Caldwell and
Oh,
have him
he's-
tell us.
He's downstairs watching another episode, so that's how it works.
That's my boy.
By the way, I just
Never mind.
realized
It was there and then it left. Maybe there's been an inquiry.
That's what she said.
Maybe someone posted it by accident.
Did Brian Cullinan
Yeah,
give you the envelope?
It disappeared. Sorry.
wow, you know
Wow.
the name.
Mate, wait till you hear our podcast.
Geez, Marcus, you need to listen to our podcast.
Streaming live.
I
where
just
you
want
get
to point
your
out we
podcast.
only have 2 categories left at the Directors Guild. We have TV
Oh,
drama
thank
directing and Best Film Director, and that's it.
Thank goodness.
We should talk
And I
about
think
film director.
this is the last category of the Art Directors Guild, but maybe they're having like a fight there, or there was a fire or something. I don't know.
Oh, I want fisticuffs.
Chaos, baby.
It won't be
chaos.
fisticuffs. It'll be bitch slapping.
Fisticuffs.
Chaos, chaos.
I want it to be moderated
Joseph
by
Kosinski.
the fox from Antichrist.
So, do we have a winner yet? No.
Do we think Joseph Kosinski is going to steal it?
No.
No.
But I'm down for that.
I have Spielberg winning.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
As do
And
I.
I am not confident about it at all.
Not one bit.
No, same.
No.
No,
No, this could go in any of
I'm going with narrative this year. It seems to be my through line for a lot of categories is narrative. And I think they're ready to give Spielberg a third. And I think for his most personal film.
Actually, this would be his fourth.
Well, I'm projecting to the Oscars.
Yeah.
I just think they're ready to give it to him. I think, we all thought Schindler's List was his most personal film, but it turns out this is his most personal film. So I think they're ready. His speech at the Globes did not hurt him.
No, it was a great speech. It was really good. Really personal.
You are 100% correct. And I really like that name too. I'm assuming that's your initials. But yeah, Derby,
Rob,
place to be. You can't watch live.
We just got an alert from Chris Beecham about the ceremony. Jim Nance, longtime sportscaster, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just making sure I had that name. Yeah, longtime sportscaster. I think he does football for CBS. Is here to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Robert Fishman. So that's the point they are at in that ceremony.
Good bathroom break.
So how many? So this drama, directing, and then
so just so you know,
two left.
The reason they're having Jim Nance present this is because Robert Fishman is a longtime director of sporting events for CBS, which is the same network that Jim Nance works at. He's directed all sorts of things, live coverage of Tanya Harding's Broken Lace drama in '94, NCAA Final Four matches, all sorts of things for CBS.
Good, because I was wondering actually.
I've been up all night just fucking wondering who the hell is he. And I'm glad you did.
Rob.
Look, I've got to mix things up. I wanted to talk about the final category of the night because we haven't really talked about it enough. I'm kidding. And I feel like that we're going to see a surprise. And I'm feeling very, very not confident that Steven Spielberg's going to take it out.
When you say surprise,
yeah, that's not a surprise.
You mean Martin McDonagh or Joseph Kosinski?
I'm thinking Todd Field, man.
Or Todd Field.
Feeling.
Oh, are you officially?
Rob, that's indigestion.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I was wondering what that was.
Are you officially predicting him, or is this just a
no? Because the prediction center's close, so I've got Spielberg in there.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just don't buy the Spielberg thing.
When is the last time we had a big surprise? I'm gonna look back.
That's a great question. I've got them in front.
I don't know. I know that it felt like a lot of things were split. By the time that Iñárritu won his first one for Birdman.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't had a surprise in a long time. Like, I'm going all the way back to like Peter Jackson, Rob Marshall, like Sam Mendes, Steven Spielberg for Saving Private Ryan.
I mean, Sam Mendes won, but he was probably in first or second place in our odds, right? So
I think probably maybe Ang Lee when he won for Crouching Tiger because he won the DGA for Crouching Tiger.
Yeah. Right. And Soderbergh had the 2. And he didn't.
And still managed to win the Oscar.
Right. So, yeah, you go all the way back to like Kevin Costner, Oliver Stone, Barry Levinson. Like it's pretty much what you would have expected. They don't go for a lot of shockers. So
they don't. It's like they look at our odds and say, okay, Gold Derby has this person in 1 or 2. I'm going to pick that.
Yeah.
It's all our odds that dictate everything they do.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the odds say in that category?
Yeah, let's do that.
This is a close one. Steven Spielberg #1 with 1,000. The Daniels #2 with 850. So that's not, there's a lot of people that are one way and a lot of people that are the other. But then the other 3 are all less than 100. Todd Field's in 3rd, McDonagh is in 4th, and Kosinski's in 5th.
They're all 9-2. Yeah.
They're essentially, tied odds-wise. Very interesting. I did have Spielberg for the longest time, and then 2 days ago I switched to the Daniels, and I'm like, it's one of those two, so I might as well go with the one with the better odds.
Yeah. What if they gave it to one of the Daniels and Spielberg?
That would be
Just to really screw everybody up.
They would have to choose which side they're against. Are they against Asians or Jews? Because that's what you got Schneider, you got Daniel.
Let's really get down to it, man.
That way, we'll see who really runs Hollywood.
Hey, what's the story with China and Con? Are they just collaborators, like the Con brothers? And do they have any other relationship, or is it just they collaborate on all their films?
Are you talking about the Daniels?
Yeah.
This is only their second movie.
All right.
So, yeah, they're very young, and their previous one was Swiss Army Man, and I believe that was both of them as well.
Okay, so they just they don't like to direct things on their own. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
no problem.
I wonder which Daniel came up with the sausage fingers.
Yeah, and the bagel.
And the rocks.
Well, okay, come on, Rob. It's pretty low hanging fruit. Which one probably came up with the bagel?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be interesting if it was the other one?
It would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
Tony.
Because, you get a lot of food representation there.
What's next, Rob? You guys are doing not a SAG.
So we are doing a live chat for the PGAs next weekend. And then on Sunday night, we are doing a post show for the SAGs, so we can watch it on the Netflix's YouTube channel. And on that chat, I'm pretty sure I've got Tony and Charlie joining me on that one as well. And I would love to open it up to you guys as well. But I know that at the SAGs, some of you editors are really busy writing up articles, so we'll see how we go on that one. And then I've got the WGA live chat the weekend after that. And we'll probably have a few slugfests in between as well. I had a great slugfest with some wonderful new freelancers that we've introduced over the last year, and that was so good. That exceeded all of our expectations. The stuff that they said was so smart. I was blown away. So we'll do more of that. And of course, Tony and Charlie are now hosting this awesome podcast on a weekly basis with a rotating roster of editors and guests. And so we'll be able to listen to their dulcet tones in our headphones as we commute to work every day. So
exciting.
We are really.
Or during your lunch break if you're a schlub who works from home like me.
Exactly. So I just feel so proud of the work that we put out at Gold Derby. Like, honestly, I'm not being a smart ass. Like, not only do we have a lot of content, but it's good quality. We don't let anything crap slide through and get published. Everything's double edited and it's really well thought out. We make observations and we back them up with evidence, and we don't gush too much. Nothing's really an honor and a privilege, and I just feel like really
none of us are new at this.
No.
I'm excited to see all of that, and I will be backstage at the Producers Guild next week with.
You will?
Awesome!
Yes.
So Latasha and I will be giving you the winners as they happen, the presenters, and all of that.
Oh, so great!
I was just blown away by how hard everyone works here. I mean, and
the fact that you've just joined us, Ray. Oh my God!
I will be sure to deplete your expectations as we get to know each other more.
But when I found out that Ray had joined our staff, I was just so elated because Ray, you are like one of the OGs, man. You are
our little island of misfit toys.
Yeah, I was very happy. And you're right. Everyone works really, really damn hard at Gold Derby.
It's really impressive how hard and dedicated they are.
Absolutely.
All of you are.
So
okay.
Are we ready?
I finally got the fantasy feature film at the art director.
Oh, thank God.
All right, and it is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Wow.
That is really good news if you're thinking that might be your best picture prediction, which we all think that.
I'm stunned.
Really?
Okay.
What were you expecting?
I just thought Avatar.
I was thinking Avatar, but
I wanted the Batman, but I thought Avatar.
I don't think I'm stunned though.
You know what? If everything, whatever it's called, starts winning, like it should win costumes. The costumes in that film are so good.
Yeah.
then it will sleep. But
I do admire how they turned the layout of an IRS office to basically a battle royale.
Yeah,
that's pretty epic. Pretty epic.
It's very creative and fun.
Yeah,
Ray, I love the Emmy Slugfest we did, and we were all like, I don't know what's going to get nominated. It's February, but we're still gonna make our early bird predictions.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
I should watch that. I'm gonna catch that this week.
Yeah, there's 7 months before the Emmys are handed out.
I think it's the longest one that I've ever done. I mean, it was like, I think
really, did anybody not think The Last of Us was going to be the leader?
I made a switch during the Slugfest to Pedro Pascal for Best Actor to win.
Okay.
I think we should look ahead to 2024 too.
Why not?
Really
Why not? Why not?
Why not? I wanted to make an announcement quickly as well. The 21st annual Gold Derby Film Awards will be live on Wednesday, March the 1st, the day before Oscar voting starts, and we will have speeches from almost every winner across the 22 categories. We are literally missing maybe one or two, which we'll probably get. This is going to be the best ceremony we've ever done, and don't miss it. And some of these winners are breathtaking. I couldn't believe it. I'm so excited about the Gold Derby Awards. And you know what? It's got a lot of clout these days. Like, this is on every single IMDb page for each of the winners and nominees. And when we give them their certificates, they are honestly, genuinely happy to get them. They're so excited about being nominated and winning at the Gold Derby.
They all know who we are.
Of course. And I'm so proud of all
why
the
wouldn't they?
So yeah, there you go. How exciting is that?
And some of them obsessively and compulsively follow us.
As they should.
As they should.
So,
if they know what's good for them.
If they know it's good for them. Yeah, so please make sure you watch that that amazing presentation that the editors were putting together. Okay, so look, we're still waiting for the last two awards. They're really dragging this out. What time is it over on the East Coast, Charlie?
What is time? It's 1:12 in the morning.
Oh, right. And what about in Los Angeles? It's 10?
Yes, it's 10:12.
And
I feel bad
Rob, in Sydney, isn't it already Thursday?
It's Sunday night here. It's 5:12 p.m. It's almost dinner time on a Sunday. I
think that Chris Beecham and Jacqueline have been at the DGA location since 4 p.m. because they did the red carpet. So they're going on about 6 hours of this event, and I'm sure they want this to be over more than anyone does.
Yeah. Jacqueline
is categories. That's all we need. 2 more categories.
Jacqueline is our new social media.
Thomas Anderson won't shut up.
He's still talking.
Is he still talking?
It's Jim Nance right now. It's Jim Nance.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to next weekend when I get to see the photos of Latasha Ford and Marcus James Dixon on their red carpet at the PGAs. You guys are always dressed to the nines.
There was 1 year. Rob, didn't you go to the PGA one year?
No, I've only been to the Emmys. So
okay, because I forget.
I've only been to the Emmys.
I was at the PGA the year the Shape of Water won, and I think going into it, everyone thought it was 3 billboards, and so I
could have swore that Guillermo for this one was out front for that because we knew he was going to win the Globe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to trampling over you like that. That's how I remember that.
Well, I'm sure someone can find our odds and tell us who's right. But I was getting up ready to leave, and then they announced Shape of Water, and I'm like, wait, what? And I sat back down.
Wait,
and I'm like,
are you talking about you're talking about PGA?
Yes.
Oh, then I thought you were talking about DGA for no. You're right. Okay.
Pay attention.
But it was one of those moments. Bad. It's one of those moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, the race just changed.
Yeah. And it's interesting when you get to these things and you see the race just change on a dime. You know, the last year when Coda won adapted screenplay at the BAFTAs, that to me was the turning point.
Hey, there's one more Art Directors Guild winner. I thought we were
sure
done.
You have the winner in front of you. Sorry, go.
You're holding him hostage.
I have him right here. God damn it! It's television, movie, or limited series.
They saved that for last.
They're all kind of out of order. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, Moon Knight, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Pinocchio, and Station 11.
Wow.
What do we think?
I think
Station 11.
That's Ruth Ammon. She's an amazing.
Is Pinocchio? Which Pinocchio is that? That's up for that.
No, it's Cabinet of Curiosities.
No, but you said Pinocchio, right?
No,
I think you said Pinocchio too.
You said Pinocchio.
Oh, I thought I said Cabinet of Curiosities.
No, you did say that first, but then I heard Pinocchio.
Let's move on. What one? Tell me.
Tell us who won, goddammit.
It was Disney's Pinocchio.
Oh, okay.
The bad one. And the winner was Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Whoa.
Curious.
I think it's required that every award that Guillermo del Toro is eligible for, he must win.
And he puts his name in the titles now, which is really, really helpful for awards. Like if you're a voter and you're like, oh, well, this just says Pinocchio, but this says Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah,
I find that
Robert Licuria really enjoys Guillermo del Toro's work.
All right, pull your head out of your
Thinking of yourself in the third person always helps.
Yeah. So yeah, we're still waiting for fucking Jim Nance to wrap it up, people. We've got places to be.
We love you, Jim Nance, but
who is Robert Fishman anyway? Do we know?
He's a longtime sports director for CBS.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's why it's special that Jim Nance is, because Jim Nance is the voice of a lot of prominent CBS sporting events.
Okay.
Yes, I know my sports.
Yeah, but surprising because you're one of the gays. I didn't realize that you like sports.
What do we think? I like going off topic. What do we think is going to win Best Drama at the Emmys? Is it going to be Succession for the third time? The Last of Us? House of the Dragon, my favorite. Rob's favorite. Rings of Power. What else is?
Andor.
I think it's going to be between Succession and Last of Us.
Yeah, same.
And then the White Lotus is moving to drama, so that is something to look at.
Succession, White Lotus, House of the Dragon, Andor.
Better Call Saul is.
Better Call Saul is.
Oh yeah, it's got 6 episodes, right?
What's Netflix's major contender?
Better Call Saul is going to be up every year for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Netflix has The Crown, which
The Crown will get in.
Yeah,
even though it was a slightly weaker season.
I don't know. It might be one of those things that we just assume will get in, and then because it didn't have as strong a season as a lot of people think, it kind of falls out on a lot of things.
Yeah, it wouldn't make me too upset, I guess.
I think White Lotus is going to burn out by September.
I still think Jennifer Coolidge is going to win Supporting Actress, though, even if it loses everything.
Get nominated. Yeah. But I just don't know if I think Last of Us is going to take this unless Succession gives us something so unbelievable.
That's an interesting prediction.
Because here's the interesting thing is that Last of Us, I mean, they're 5 episodes in. Every episode has been better than the last one. I mean, I haven't seen a show like this.
When has that ever stopped the Emmys from not awarding something prior?
I'm not saying that that's going to mean it's going to win, but I Jesus Christ, let's pay attention here.
But it's about zombies.
I know that's the problem. That's the gatekeeping thing for people who don't want to see it because they're like, I don't care about zombie shows. It's not really a zombie show. It's much, much more than that.
I mean, Game of Thrones had zombies in it. They were called White Walkers, but they were zombies in it. Still won 4 times.
But because they were white, they got recognized.
True.
I love that.
But
I'm sticking with Succession because it's the safe bet. And at this point, I guess I should be going for something, that's not safe.
Although it's still only February,
No.
so.
Yeah, and when does it premiere? March? So we'll know right away if the buzz is still there for Succession.
Yeah.
But you're right. Jennifer Coolidge is going to win in the best gay icon category for sure.
She wins that every day she wakes up on this planet.
Mhm.
True.
I have been wanting her to host Saturday Night Live for 2 years now. And
How has she not?
I wonder if
I talked to her about it, remember?
She must
it's in
not
my
want it.
interview. You've
They
obviously
had to
not
have
watched my
asked her.
interview with her, so thank you for the support. But she did say that she has been asked a few times and it just hasn't worked out, and she really wants to do it, and it will happen soon. And also,
Okay.
it's not because she doesn't want to do it. Like, she's definitely going to give it a go one day.
Because I thought it was weird when Aubrey Plaza hosted a month ago. I'm like, why would they pick Aubrey over Jennifer? So maybe they did ask Jennifer and she said she couldn't do it.
She wasn't able to do it. We forgot also about Yellow Jackets. If that really explodes on Paramount Plus with Showtime, whatever the hell it's called now, that could do well. And Poker Face in the wrong category, but I think a lot of people really love
God, I would
Face.
love Poker Face to be able to break through. I would love for Natasha Lyonne to be able to take home lead actress. I would be
Meanwhile, at the DGAs, they're starting to throw tomatoes
God.
at Robert Fishman. I think it's time to get off the stage.
Remember?
Yes, you're grateful. We get it.
When Natasha Lyonne came out at the Globes, when they were half an hour over.
Oh my God.
And she said, I've been told to just move on. And then she went on and on and on. I actually saw her.
That was Queen territory.
It was brilliant. And I saw her.
Fantastic.
I saw her a week later and I'm like, that was just absolutely amazing. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. Like she was proud. And I'm like, you should be proud. But
It's her accent, like the way that she just talks. It's so like old timey.
Just her presence is.
She has that classic New York accent,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I will admit, I didn't like Russian Doll as much as other people, but he was amazing in Russian Doll.
Yeah,
I actually liked it a lot.
I really did. I really enjoyed it.
What about The Old Man? It's one that I haven't had a chance to watch. I've only seen one episode. I know our producer Keith loves that show. He raves about it all the time.
It's good.
Is it good?
It's good. It's the acting is absolutely phenomenal. John Lithgow and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
I bet they could both get in. Like Jeff is in lead, I think.
They both got in SAG, right? No,
Lithgow did. Globes. Bridges got in SAG.
That's right.
That's right.
It's got in the Globes, I think.
Yeah,
I wanted it to be longer though. I think it was 7 episodes, and when it ended, I'm like, oh, there's not enough. I can't go to the next episode, so I wanted like one more.
Do we know that? Do we know if it's getting a season 2?
I hope so because it
already has. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's been renewed.
Just remember, like Apple TV doesn't really have a big contender, so I think Bad Sisters could actually do quite well if a lot of people see it, and it's really good. And I think there was a couple of shout outs about Bad Sisters at the Critics' Choice. So like it is liked within the community. So look out for that too, because Apple does not just sit these things out. Like they've got a really, really good awards PR.
You got a Critics' Choice nominee.
And we have a winner.
We have a winner.
We have a winner for directing. It's Sam Levinson for Euphoria.
Whoa! What? Wow.
That's huge.
Didn't see that one coming, huh?
I had that in 4th place.
That beat both Severances, Better Call Saul, and Ozark. We were just talking about how much of a directorial achievement that episode was.
Wow.
So we're not surprised.
That is, Euphoria is the little show that just keeps winning.
The way it crushed it at the Creative Arts ceremony this year was incredible.
Did it win 4?
I think it won 5.
Yeah.
And then Zendaya won again. Like it's incredible.
And it gave Coleman Domingo an Emmy winning drama guest actor too.
Yes.
We got the big one coming up now.
We got the big one finally. Now they're probably going to have 1,000 Lifetime Achievement Awards, but I think
for Sam Levinson's speech, he's just going to recite the script to Malcolm and Marie.
Thank goodness.
Oh God!
I mean, what a script it was.
No, Robert Fishman is taken to the stage again. He's got 10 more people to thank.
He's covered in tomatoes, but that's okay.
He commandeers the directing and camera setup so that it's all on him, and it's a mutant. It's a coup de director, you know.
They're staging a football game right there on the stage.
Did we announce who the presenter is for the final award yet?
I think you should, Marcus.
It's Chloe Zhao.
Oh, it's not Jane Campion?
It's not Jane Campion. According to what we've been hearing, it is not Jane Campion. It's Chloe Zhao.
I think Campion's in New Zealand, so
maybe she didn't want to make the flight just for to be non-televised. She's like,
Rob,
I'm not on TV, I'm not going.
She could have picked you up and then just brought you to this side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
True. I mean, that's what I was hoping for.
I like the idea that Jane Campion has a private jet on call that she can just like clap her hands and it shows up.
Literally.
Does she have a private jet?
I don't think so, but it would be funny if she did.
I would buy it. I would believe it.
She's not the Prime Minister of New Zealand, but she is like probably the third most famous person in that whole country. So she's probably got a lot of clout, even though she works in Australia. But that's beside the point. And we claim her as one of our own. Okay, we have one more category. Just in case you were wondering, the nominees for Best Film Director, presented by Chloe Zhao, are Todd Field for Tar, Joseph Kosinski for Top Gun Maverick, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Martin McDonagh for The Banshees of Inisherin, and Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans.
Can I just say that when you said presented by Chloe Zhao, I thought you were actually going to read a sponsor.
Yeah. Presented by
Taco Bell.
What was that yogurt that Jamie Lee Curtis used to spruik? And it was like Activia. Presented by Activia. So all right.
So yeah, I think it's the Daniels, but we will see in about 5 minutes.
Maybe 10.
Maybe an hour.
Maybe an hour. So I'm thinking
Chloe Zhao has just gone on stage to present the final award.
Oh, here we go.
This is happening, guys. This is fucking happening, and I am here for it. For this long, long night. Chloe Zhao, she's not a very talkative.
So who does everybody have?
I got Spielberg.
I have the
Spielberg.
I have Spielberg.
I have Spielberg. It's 4 Spielbergs and the Daniels.
Wait, am I the only one with the Daniels?
You're the only one presenting the Daniels.
There's still
You're
time
special,
to
Marcus.
Oh no. I'm scratching.
Hey,
I'm like nervous.
You get truly supreme bragging rights on this broadcast if you get it right. And there's a very good chance you did get it right.
There's a very good chance you could be right.
Whatever our reaction is, I'm going to meme it. I'm going to like cut it out and put it on social media. So
I think Andrea Riseborough could still upset everybody.
God.
I
still think Andrea Riseborough is.
I switched to the Daniels because I did see a lot of people going with Spielberg, and I'm like, if I want to call something, you want to call like not a long shot, but you want to call something that not a lot of people are calling. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I lost, an easy point. But if I'm right, it's something I can brag about for a couple.
What happens if they say Joseph Kosinski? What do we do then?
I'm going to freak out. I'm going to take my top off.
Okay, we got one top off.
All right, we have
the Daniels won.
It's the Daniels.
The Daniels
all at once. This is one of the first big true shows with support that we've seen for it.
Okay, Marcus got it.
Wow. Well, you guys tried really hard, though.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Right.
That
is
okay.
So is it locked? Like they're locked for the Oscar directing, and the movie's locked for a picture. Do we all wait? I just said 2 hours ago. There's no more locks. I take it back.
I know. This is the thing. This was my argument: is that I don't think that this dictates a lock,
right.
Because we have BAFTA, because we have, we've seen that just because something wins DGA, hello, Sam Mendes.
But most of the time it means Oscar too.
Most of the time, absolutely. I'm interested to see what DGA does, and I'm also interested to see what SAG does.
I'm sorry to be rude, but I'm kind of slightly glad it wasn't Fabelmans. I just didn't think it was the best directorial achievement of the year. I'm so happy for the Daniels. I wanted this to be Kosinski, but that's okay. And Todd Field. The BAFTAs is where it's all at now. BAFTAs is going to be a big factor for us. But this is huge. This is huge for the Daniels. Congratulations,
really
man. They're so young.
It's huge.
Like a year ago, no one had heard of these guys, and now they just beat Steven Spielberg.
It's almost not fair. There's two of them. There's only one of everyone else.
I think they have to share.
I think Steven Spielberg counts for 3 people.
But the man just put a bullet in his head. So,
yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
We're all stunned. But I mean, they were second place. Like we thought there was a very
it shouldn't have been. It's not that stunning, really.
I still didn't believe it was really. I just thought, no. But they go with the consensus pick, as we talked about earlier, and so this makes me feel better that this movie is going to do very well on Oscar night.
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
The best thing that could have happened for that movie.
And it won at the art directors too. So this was a big good night.
It did.
Oh yeah, I think that was more of a shocker than this.
Can we put a fork in Spielberg? I say yes. And I mean, we all love him.
For the Oscars, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take a really big swing in terms of appealing to sentiment, but we haven't seen that outside of the Globes really take hold. So I think it's more. If I were predicting them at the Oscars, which I'm still not, I would feel a little more confident about it.
Wait, are you going to switch to them though?
I don't know.
After
they're not going to win BAFTA.
And then watch them win BAFTA. Like honestly,
you think?
I just feel like I'm going to do a big rearrange after BAFTA. Before
I actually I have them at number 2 for BAFTA. I actually have Edward Berger predicted in director at the BAFTA.
I'd love to see that. Well,
but he's not nominated at the Oscars.
That's right.
That stuff is cold.
That would be great, just to make it even fun. So look, guys, I think there you have it. I don't think there's much more we can say than thank you everybody for joining us tonight.
We don't know any more than we did before.
We know nothing, but we try our best. And thank you for joining us on this journey. We've had almost 300 people joining us tonight.
We do know that's the greatest microphone in existence. That we know.
Huge.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much to our guests tonight joining us. Like you guys are just so good at what you do. And we'll be back for more of this next weekend for the PGAs. And
this was really, thanks for organizing this, Rob. This was really fun.
No worries. All right. You have a lovely night, everybody. And have a good sleep.